What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Just some hands that we marked that we thought were interesting and then we wanted to examine. Starting with Mike's pocket aces.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, so we look at the limpers, and then we get an ISO. Fantastic.
Oh, great.
28 hands on this fella. Has been nothing out of line, certainly normal. Okay, so here I have a feeling I know what's going to happen here. It's kind of funny, actually. This is probably not even worth looking at because of what happens. But we've talked about back raise Betty before.
Yes.
And I remember if this is the hand that I'm thinking of, which I think it is because of the what I think is going to happen here, is I wasn't sure if this is going to be a back raise Betty, but it is. It's pretty common to see this. Now he doesn't really. This player down here, if you, I don't know if you can see it, but he's 11-9. It doesn't really fit his profile.
Right.
But he's been decent enough, and the hand count is low enough that I can still think that he might be a back raise Betty.
Okay.
Anyway, that is what triggered me to do this,
all right.
to just flat, because back raise Betty comes back and he repops it. I've been successful with this uh, almost every time, but unfortunately, that was not back raise Betty.
So you're
Oh,
kind of playing backwards Betty bingo,
yeah.
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 looking for
Absolutely.
looking for the repop.
Yep.
Yep. So here we go. But if this is the hand that I'm thinking of, and I'm almost sure that it is, something really shitty happens. What happens is I get a flop, and as the action is coming to me, right about now, there's a lightning strike.
Oh,
Oh no!
I am not kidding you. It's a full-on power surge that happens,
Oh God!
and I am disconnected.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
And that happens.
oh,
so let me ask you a question about backrace Betty.
Yeah.
At what frequency are you seeing it? Let's say in a similar configuration to this, where you have early position limp, over limp, ISO, and then someone flats the ISO, and then you have these two EP players that are the limper and over limper. What's the frequency you're seeing of a repop from those guys?
When it's clearly the profile of the player, and what typically I will see here is this player profile, if I've been at the table long enough, and usually long enough is like 20, 30 hands to be able to start to see the profile start to take shape. The back raise Betty is always upper 20s, even into the 30s of V pips, and pre-flop raises and three bets are always double digits. They are very loose and very aggressive. And so had this that's why when I did this at this time, I remember not being sure, like, this is not quite a back raise Betty profile, but limping behind when he's shown to be decent so far, I would say I'm 90% accurate on when back raise Betty shows his face.
Do you think it is? I think I've asked you this question before, but you think it is just kind of a meme that's developed and people saw people doing it, picked up on it? Or do you think it's a stable player exploit adjustment? Like, do you
I
think it's
feel it's
stable doing it?
yeah, I think it's a stable. It could be a bot. That could be a bot ring that's doing
Yeah.
this. It could be a stable of players that have picked up this sort of exploit. It's so common. I could filter for back raised Betty pots, and I'm going to come up with 30 or 40 different hands
and one question.
easily.
You identify this guy without having seen him do a back raise just by his profile. Is that correct?
Yeah, not in this particular hand because I wasn't sure
Right.
about this guy.
What I mean is when you look at somebody as a candidate, it's not that you've seen him back raise and now you're playing against that back raise. You're playing against the player profile that you think has back raises in it. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is a leap. Nice job.
Yeah, and it like I said, it's very predictable. And again, full transparency, I wasn't sure about this particular player because he wasn't quite up there. But when you get an early position limp and then an over limp from a player that doesn't do it, or shouldn't do it, doesn't have the stats that say to do it.
Right.
And when they do it, it's like, it's almost always the case.
Mhm.
And
Anyway,
Scotty, you're playing in the same pool when you play on Ignition. You probably don't play as much as Mike does, though, because you're playing live sometimes. Do you see back raise baddies as well?
I have not noticed it.
Okay.
So I will look for it. I mean, have I ever seen people do it? Yes. Um, in my head, I call it second hand low because that's what it was. That's what it used to be called in the old days.
Mm,
And but I haven't noticed it like increasing. I'll have to look for that.
okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
so here you can see that they
Yep.
wound up c-betting multi-way.
Oh, this is pain.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And I didn't know the result of this hand because until the
Yeah.
next day after I downloaded, so I had no
How
idea.
long were you knocked offline for? Like that was the end of the session?
Yeah, I immediately, like, it was just a power surge, so it came, like, the power came on right away, but the disconnect didn't get me back to the table in time.
Yep.
So,
Oh, bummer.
I had that on one where it was worse. It was full house, and instead of doing the raise on the turn to get him all in, it was like I did the call with just a little bit less just to make sure because I could get it in on the river, and then there I was cut off with only like 10 big blinds left in the stacks that was going to go in on the river.
all
Ugh.
And you bet. And I couldn't call. All right, pocket tens.
right, here we go. We go and we get a limp. And of course, we're going to ISO.
Oh, we like the VPIP of 50. Do you have a limp? Do you know how much of that? Oh, we just look at his pre-flop rate, his PR. So he's a 58, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, terrible.
All
But
right, we got
yep,
we get three bet
yep,
by
Tight aggressive. Not a big sample size.
no.
no.
Um, all right, first decision point here. This is probably pretty break even, if I would have to say. It's not, I mean, we're kind of set mining, really, if we call,
Yeah, this
and
is
not going
really
to realize all that often. So this is not a pure call for me. I would fold this at some occasion. But this player, after only 12 hands, has been pretty good or
mhm,
decent enough where I've decided, you know what, he could be wide enough to ISO. I've talked about this. I've talked about the ISO of the ISOer being
yep.
a common thing with these players that are pretty
Yeah.
aggressive. So
Yeah.
that's one reason why I did that.
Oh, okay.
This is an interesting play.
All right, sizing wise, so this is technically we're going to call this a four bet. Uh,
Mhm.
and your four bet size out of position is a little small, which
Mhm.
is fine, and that's on purpose. I noticed that. So normally this would be more in the 35 range, right? 35, 37.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting stack to pot ratio where
Yeah.
if you go much bigger, it's pretty committing.
Yeah. You're
Yeah, I think the
you're right
theory
on.
is that anything over a third, you're pot committed.
Yeah. So you're right on the edge of that. Okay. So you go to 29.
Yeah, and I remember this. I made a note here that I'd only gotten 12 hands in with this player,
Right.
and it was only my 12th hand as well. I had up to this point been pretty active, just having good cards and been um, ISOing limpers, pretty decently, like a decent clip. Like I could see somebody
Yeah.
sensing me being pretty aggressive and loose-ish.
Right.
So that was another factor.
Yeah. And my question was when you did this raise, you had already decided in advance what you were going to do to a jam, right?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever your decision is, I'm fine with. Just you had made that decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, good way to play it. Good luck, hero. Jesus.
Who's up?
So
Who's
so
up?
this fits the
Yeah.
profile of guys that are ISOing light.
Yeah. Except I didn't think they would five bet light.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The
This
actual
is
ISO
not,
itself, the
do we
the
agree
three
this is
bet.
not a good player? I mean, this is not a good play. We can all do. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a good
I
five
don't
bet
think so.
shove bluff.
I don't think so.
He's
I
overdoing
don't
it.
think it is.
No.
If
He's
he's
like,
choosing
you know-
this hand, he's overdoing it. If he's doing it with all the other suited aces, it's just way overdoing it.
I mean, I think I can maybe see ace five suited, but this is gambling.
Mhm.
also, yeah. Also, he's playing a leveling war here. And he doesn't have anywhere near enough information to make a good second degree level on you. He does his first degree level, which is you are ISOing wide. So I can re-ISO you. And that's good. When you then go, not this time, for him to say, oh, you're saying this because you think that I think that you think, therefore I will do this because I think this, when you've already put in 30 is, I don't think is a good choice on him, especially
It's
now
poor
that he
play.
finds out, especially now that he finds out that you're not folding tens.
Yeah, and it's also a really nice call off. I mean, I
Had you
thought
thought
you were
about,
gonna fold.
yeah, had you fold, what was your thought process? Was it an instant? No, I'm tens or a raise call off.
Yeah, I was pretty much going to go with it versus him versus this person.
Okay.
Now let me
Yeah.
ask you,
I
Mike.
knew
does-
it wasn't going to be like it wasn't a fist pump call because I mean I'm going to
No.
be beat a lot too. So
Okay.
All right, interesting hand.
probably a borderline spew, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you have any did you have any raise folds in your range there, or were you only doing that with 3 or 4 hands and they were all raise calls?
Oh no, I would probably raise. I would probably four bet bluff there with something like ace queen.
Off and then fold it.
Yep.
Okay. Great. I think
What about, just out of curiosity, what about ace queen suited? Are you calling ace queen suited or are you going to four?
No.
But are you,
I don't think so. I don't know if I would or not. King 10, like something like King 10 suited, I'd probably do the same thing.
that would be a good
Yeah.
raise fold, yeah.
yeah, I don't have that range yet. I don't have the I don't have a balanced 4 betting range.
Neither do I.
Okay.
I guess I don't like the ace queen to call it off just because ace king's going to be a big part of that range there, and
Sure.
I'll happy taking tens against ace king.
Right. Okay. Great. Queen 10 suited.
Okay, ooh, another ISO.
Mhm.
I wonder if this same table. This could be the same table much later.
Yep.
ISO and
One
okay, we
person
get
learned their lesson.
a cold call from a player that doesn't look like they should be cold calling all that often.
No. 29-21 doesn't look terrible.
And this no hands on this guy's got 4 hands. He's 0-0. So okay. Look at this. This is great. We're going 4-way.
All right.
Okay, so here we go. Check, check, check.
This is an interesting spot. The first question I
Yeah.
ask myself here is, can I call a check raise? And I think the answer is yes, even though a lot of your outs to Broadway are dirty.
Interesting. I would not want to call a check raise, I don't think.
Okay.
So the big blind and this limper caller, I'm not too worried about. It's this range here that I'm pretty worried about.
Okay, I'm going to challenge you a little bit in not calling a check raise here because your outs are dirty to the hearts, but you are drawing to the nuts, even though 9 is uncomfortable. Like I don't. So my big question here is, if you bet, let's say a normal size here, which was 5, and you saw a check raise to 15, you're going to fold. Is that what I think? Okay.
No, you're just
Yeah.
gonna be unhappy when you call. He's not comfortable with a check raise, but you're
Oh,
not.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't. I misheard you. I thought you said you fold to a check raise.
Well, yeah, it would depend, of course, on size and which player did it, I think would be a big indicator too.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Um, maybe then this is a good check back.
I love it.
Always, I don't know. This we're off the reservation here.
I love a check here.
Yeah,
And
and
this
again,
does-
I think I might see bet this hand if this player wasn't here. Here's the problem: this small blind cold call range
Mhm.
from a player that's like again not doesn't look pretty fishy. It's pretty
Yeah.
aggressive and this is rich. So a cold call range in the small blind has got to be pretty darn good. Like very condensed, includes a lot of this stuff, a lot of the broadways, and then in pairs and ace X, like really strong ace X type stuff.
Yeah.
So this, I think I would be a lot more comfortable with this my hand if he wasn't in here because he would have a big blind and a limp caller
Yeah.
that we would do much better against.
So we can strip him of ace king, I think, right? At some frequency.
I think so. Yeah, I would 100%.
So do you think he's got ace jack, ace queen flats?
I think he's got king, queen, and queen, king, and queen, jack. I think he's definitely got queen, jack.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see where this is a bit perilous.
Yeah, I'd strip him of ace king and ace queen, maybe even king queen, because I think this type of player profile is gonna re-ISO with those hands. So that
And
leaves
four ways, I think, yeah, I can get one to check.
10-9.
We can go
10.
back down, just go to first principles here too, right? I mean, we're four ways and we have a marginal.
Yeah.
So,
I'd point out, except for the fact that we block one of them, one of the 4 10-9 suiteds, I would say that 10-9, that villain 9 and villain 17 definitely have 10-9 suited.
Yeah.
In their
Agree.
range. But I'll pitch one other thing about the specific hand. So this is not about our range. This is about this one hand. This hand is not at all worried about the next card. Because when the next card is a heart, it doesn't matter because the hearts didn't fold. So you're not getting any protection from a heart. When the
Mhm,
next card is an overcard, an ace, you are happy.
mhm.
There's no
That-
next card that is bad for you that a bet is going to fold out. Maybe a 10. Maybe you're
Yeah,
there, that some singleton 9 sits there. So I'm exaggerating a little bit, but most of them aren't. And you're very happy to see them. You're very happy to see another card with this. If it checks around again, you may just win at showdown with nothing, with no improvement. I don't think this hand needs protection. And I don't think it gets protection. That's my opinion.
I like the way you're thinking about this hand. I did not think about it that way, about the different qualities of the, I mean, you can argue like you really hate the two of hearts, but you already said that. You said we
Yeah,
already
he's got
know
two
he's
hearts.
folding.
I'm losing to two hearts. He's not folding. Because you're
Yeah, I
not
like the
getting.
way you're thinking about this hand because I was thinking about it differently. I think you've got the road.
And then there's one more thing about this draw that makes this draw less valuable. When this draw comes in, yeah, somebody could have pocket fours right now who would have folded. There are things like that, but there's always things like that. When this card makes it straight, it's going to be really hard to get money because it's such an easy straight. It's going to be a one card. It's going to be a four-liner.
Four to a straight, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's true.
yeah. So
Maybe two pair, but no one has really ace king.
so
Okay.
right. So great, fabulous. So when your hand, when your draw comes in, it's not a super valuable draw. You're going to win the hand, but you're not going to win a big pot. When that happens, that means your draw is less valuable. So now this hand is, if you look at this hand, is a marginal made hand with a draw, right? And marginal made usually trumps the draw usually.
Yeah.
This makes the draw go down in value. So now the marginally made is even more important. So it becomes more of a check in my mind. Those are the two driving factors for this hand.
I think we've got this sussed.
Yep.
Now, this is where it gets interesting to me because
And you have position. Hooray. This is
yeah. Let's see what two would actually get. That's good.
great.
So now, okay, so this is interesting now. So the way I'm thinking about this hand is I want to give them a price that's not profitable for the flush draw call. But most people will call. So what is that price? And am I thinking about the hand correctly when I'm trying to
Think that's good.
size in this situation? Is that the right way to think about this?
I think that's really good. And the only risk you have is when you're playing, when the flush draw is 9-10 of hearts, jack 10 of hearts, when the flush draw, when it is free rolling. And, so whoops.
Yeah.
But I think one of these guys has a 10 and the other guy, either they both have a 10 or one has a 10, the other has a flush draw kind of thing. I don't think anybody has a set.
Yeah, so everyone's kind of like on board with just raising right now.
So I'd like to see you offer them 25% pot odds here.
Which would be, if we are going to lay them 25, we need to make this a B75 raise, which means we need to raise it to like 30.
Mhm.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Make
Yeah,
about
sounds right.
Yeah, let's see.
well,
30 in the pot, there's 30 in the pot right now. When we call, there'll be 38. We want to do, of that 38, we want to do 75% of it. So we have to go an additional, so we have to raise, we have to raise to 38 and then on top of that, right? Am I doing this wrong? I'm doing it wrong.
yeah, no, that sounds about right. It's a significant raise. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's like 5 to 6x here.
And it also has the nice thing is that it leaves villain 13, no implied odds, no extra money to get when the heart comes in.
I
And
mean,
then
I want them to call, right? But I want them to call with their
Yeah.
flush draws, but I
Yeah.
want to give them a bad price.
And you want the price to be slightly worse than that, don't you? Because of the implied odds, especially if the 269 has.
I see your point. Yeah, okay. I don't
But
know where
you
the
have to
threshold
fold.
is.
If the heart comes in, I guess you have to fold, right?
Uh, if they donk on you, yeah.
Yeah, they don't big enough. All right. So let's see how big you go.
Well, okay, I don't.
Okay. You called and said,
I said I'm going to risk the flush draw, and I'm going to keep both villains happy with their two pairs and if somebody else has a straight, we're splitting, and maybe we can entice the third to come along with their two pair or a set of jacks or whatever it is they have.
okay. So what about, don't you want to at least charge them an amount they will pay? Don't you want to at least raise to,
Yeah, no, yeah, this is probably a mistake. This is a
Yeah.
mistake.
okay.
Yeah, I
so-
would raise here. I would raise
Yeah.
here, Mike.
This is I don't know, fancy play syndrome mistake, maybe.
I
This
would
looks
think-
like some
There
FPS.
you go. There you go. God has punished Mike for not thinking his hand through.
Did I save money?
You definitely didn't save money.
So
Maybe.
now you're gotta fold,
Yeah, you have to
even
fold.
though we can see that you are chopping.
Yep, you have to fold.
Fold.
Let's see what they had.
Yeah, you ready for this?
I'm ready. Ace 9 and 10. Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
So,
I would argue also here, and this could be off base. If you take the aggressive action on turn, that's going to reduce the frequency of these bluff dunks. Get you off the chop.
You raise and king 10 might jam. And then you can call on, and here's where you can call.
Yeah, yeah, and then you never fold into a jam. So, yeah, I think you go 30 here, maybe 35, as you guys said, and then I think now you've taken the initiative. You're the aggressor, and when that harbor the river comes, I think it also reduces frequency of their donk shoves. I mean, that is purely presumption. It's
Yeah. But yeah,
guesswork on my part, but
Yeah.
I think that's the case.
yeah, in this particular case, it's possible that it goes, that you raise to 30, 35, 40 like that, and villain 13 jams.
Yeah, which is fine.
And then villain 9 folds out. And you split the pot because you don't get this crazy ass thing there. So you don't get any extra money from villain 9, but the weird thing doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But you're not playing against the weird thing. I think that's just what happens in this hand. Okay.
Bastards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the single worst card.
Yeah.
It's not-
Might be this. It is the single worst card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bam, boop, bop. All right, 3-bet. And we are 36 hands, 23-20, 3-bet, a 7% 3-bet. So good and aggressive player here.
Yep.
I think his size is small.
His size is on the smaller side for sure.
That's
So
just nice.
that makes this decision nice and easy.
Let me ask you a question here. Do we ever read into this smaller size, or do we just think someone's not spending a lot of time GTO Wizard? Or do we read in, well, there's two things going on. He's big blind, right? So he could easily just call and see the flop. Number two, he's used to smaller size. I don't know if I'm seeing monsters under the bed, but I think that he's got aces and kings that really wants to keep you right.
Note what his previous 3-bet size is. Now, people don't 3-bet that often, so you don't get them. But before you read something cute into his size, I think you want to see a previous 3-bet size.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
If
Only
he's
3-bet. I mean, granted, not that many hands, but he's only 3-bet one time prior.
Yep. But I mean, before you look at this and go, this seems low, this seems inducing, that's, does he have aces here because it's this size? You have to know that this is a deviation. So I think you can't read anything into
What you're
it.
telling me.
Yeah, and I don't think I remember what his other 3-bet size was. I have no idea. Like I didn't remember it.
Yep. And you don't, you tend not to, but I mean, you have to have, I think, that piece of information before you make a conclusion.
Yeah.
And the one other place you might get it is if you've seen him 3-betting in position to 9.5, and then he 3-bets out of position to 9.5. I think your first very low confidence guess is he doesn't know the difference rather than his hand has influenced it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll make notes on players that use unusual sizings. This isn't really all that unusual. It certainly is on the smaller side of a 3-bet from the big blind, but it's not like
It's not-
egregiously like nothing to note. Like if a player 3-bets out of position to like your standard 3x in position, I'll make a note. It'll be in his notes. I'll be like, it'll be a note. Or if they go really large, but if it's within range of normalcy, I don't really.
Yeah, this is almost 4x.
Yeah, and 10 is a common size to 3-bet from players.
Yeah, it's not the GTO Wiz size, but it's the poker coaching size. Perfectly fine.
The favorite 3-bet is the out of position min click 3-bet.
Yeah, that's the noticeable one. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one. Well, that's the one where I'm just usually salivating because I know they're an absolute fish with a hand they think is good.
Yep. Those players, not only do they get, I don't even make I will make a note, but they get the green tag. It's like instant tag.
Yeah.
The green tag or the gold tag.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
So B50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call here. Oops. Not sure where that went.
Wrong button.
Okay. Everybody on board with the call?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think this is the call.
Yep. We're going to be folding some turns.
Yeah. I think if he goes B75, which would be an unusual C-bet for this board, then we are probably indifferent at that point. Whereas I think here we just, this is a call in theory, like.
Yep. Okay.
We get a brickish.
Yep.
And now he goes small.
Interesting.
Weird.
All right.
So that's gonna
Yep.
get me to there.
I'm with you.
And again, this is predicated on player type. This player has been decent. So
Hmm.
it's unusual. The size is unusual, but
Yep.
he's aggressive-ish. So I'm calling.
Yep.
And another brick.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's a
that's the
good player.
Brazilian.
He was using the Brazilian technique.
Yeah. When
The
you don't raise
Brazilian.
hands. Yeah. Small smash. When you don't raise him, he decides you never have a 7 and you usually don't have a queen or your queen, queen at most. And he's got a lot of hands you have to fold here.
Mhm.
So we can classify him as a bluff catcher.
Oh, yeah.
And we're beating ace king. Well, we're beating tons.
Beating 8s, 9s, ace, king,
Um,
ace, jack.
I don't think this is 8s or 9s.
No, I don't think if he's only 3-bet once out of 14 opportunities, that he's probably not the player that's finding a 3-bet from the big blind with 8s or 9s.
Yeah. I don't think this is jacks either.
we
I
go
think
back to his initial
like-
size.
super polar.
Um,
Yeah.
if we're going to hero, this run out is one where we're going to hero.
Yep.
However, not easy. And I am indifferent here.
Yeah. Different is definitely the word, right?
Yeah, I think we're indifferent.
Yeah.
One time, ace king. There it is.
Yeah. And again, it's
All
really more predicated on the player type. If this was somebody who looked like this, I probably don't even get to the turn, maybe, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because
Well, show me the difference. Show me the difference between these two players off this hand. Off with the sample you have, because I am not. So this guy. So what I see with Button is the counterpoint is that he's got a 33-7, which means what's his 3-bet freak? Well, we don't. 15
We don't
is
need it.
probably
We're inferring his aggressiveness from his 7 and from
Yeah.
his
his aggressiveness and the range that he'll use to 3-bet.
So
Yeah.
we think that he is loose passive,
Mhm.
right? And then let's compare contrast with our villain here. What are our stats for our villain here? This is a much better player. 23-20, that's where he should be. And this is okay. I see where you get.
Yeah.
I
And we
can see that.
don't have the post-flop aggression frequency on this guy yet. We just don't have.
No, we just don't have a sample size. Nice hero. But so I have problems making this hero call. Talk to me a little bit about how you got here, Mike, because I would like to be able to make this hero call more often when it's appropriate.
Well, the run out is great. And if you consider that his range is going to include, of course, we know ace king's in here. His range is going to include other stuff like ace 5 suited, ace jack suited, ace 10 suited.
Yeah.
A lot more hands that a player like this probably isn't going to have.
Yeah, he just calls.
Yeah. I like it. Okay, you have a very good point. Okay, thank you.
Now,
Great run out. He fits the profile of someone who's got a properly polar big blind 3-betting range. And I think I wonder if we can also pick up the sizing on turn.
Using the Brazilian
He's setting up for a
line.
Brazilian. Yeah.
his only bet that should have raised our eyes was the turn bet. Flop bet could easily be aces, kings, queens, ace, queen, right? King, queen, all those hands
Yeah.
could make that size flop. The turn, they would be wanting to set up more of a reasonable river shove.
Yeah. If he had thick value here, if he had queens, or ace queen, he's gonna want a bigger size to make it easier for you to call on river with not as dramatic
Yeah.
a bet size.
That's the only thing, that's the only thing I see in it.
So I
So-
wonder if, can we take away, I'm not, heuristic is a little bit strong here, but can we take away an indicator from his turn sizing as to where he is in his range? Thinking that against a good player, we can anticipate a bluff river shove.
So that's a decent thought. Because we see
Maybe
it.
that-
We see
Maybe
it
that's,
a lot with
maybe,
good
is that,
players.
I wonder if that's something that we can filter for and study in the future. Out of position, 3-bet, out of position, 3-bet, we call flop, and then filter for turn sizing. See if there's a set.
So we put in
So
a
what
possible.
do we take on his flop sizing though? I mean, and maybe this is, a flaw of mine, but I always look at like when players come out and bet half pot, they just click that half pot button. To me, it's just such a fishy bet on the flop that instantly I start thinking this guy's not that good.
I mean, you do, in theory, you do have B50s on flop in the 3-bet pot out of position. It's
Mhm.
not the most common size. You're right, Andy. The most common size would be B25.
And bigger.
I guess probably depending on solver, B25, B30, but
And usually
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, I can pretty much guarantee if we look at this, the flop is gonna give a C-bet sizing of B33s and B50s in Wizard.
yeah.
It's gonna split it.
Well, and then when he sizes down on the turn, to me,
That's
immediately as we're going through it, I looked at that and said, like, and we didn't really discuss it. In my head, I thought, oh, he's scared with ace king when he sizes down from his kind of standard B50, the standard fishy B50.
But we know, Andy, he's not doing that. We know he's using that smaller. We don't know. We expect that he's using that smaller size on turn in order to increase the dramatic effect of his shove on river, where he's shoving for a greater portion of the SPR is big enough that it has a more dramatic effect, for lack of a better word, which allows him to generate more folds.
right. Now let me put another possibility of what he's thinking. If he's a worse player than that, and he's not thinking all the way to the river, but he's only thinking on the turn, I bet out, you called. If I check, I'm inviting you to bet at me. And I have nothing, and I'm gonna end up folding on the turn or folding on the river. So I can't give up the betting lead, but I have nothing, so I don't want to bet big.
Yeah, that would be the fishy.
So that might be a thought process that goes on there.
But then why is he following through?
Or because then he finds on the river that he has no choice. You know,
It was a good card for me. He didn't raise me. So kind of it is the fishy way to get to the Brazilian, like, oh, they didn't raise the small bet, so they're never gonna call the big bet.
now, yeah,
But in a different, we arrive there in a different train car type of thing.
exactly. He didn't think ahead for what his river, he wasn't trying to set up a river size. He made a turn decision based on the turn without thinking about that and then got in this position. Both of those are possible thought processes of his.
Yeah, agreed. I'm
Um,
surprised we have B75s on flop here on a paired board. I guess I guess it makes sense because there's less nutted
was-
equity that the flatter has because he doesn't
I
have
was
less.
surprised to see that too. I was a little surprised to see the B75s on this C-bet.
And then just to point out, Andy, the half pot bet is sometimes lazy, but notice the half pot is the most common size on this one, so it's not fishy. And there's a set of players who are going to be betting half pot in position who are not fish. They're not the most common thing out there, but they're the horses. The horse is
That's I prefaced it with it's probably a leak of mine I need to work on, but when I
Yep.
see that exact 50% pot bet, like the half pot, I think, oh, this is instant. Like I put them in the fish basket.
yep,
Not that they can't come out, but
yeah, okay.
So he is supposed to. So if he used a B50, he's supposed to B50 again with his ace king and give up at some frequency.
Right.
Yeah, and he went small. By the way, our tens were already indifferent on the flop.
Mhm.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
You're indifferent to the small bet too.
Yeah. You're just not happy. All right.
I also want to mention something real quick after
Yeah.
this one, but now he shoves.
This is a smaller sizing because of the bigger pre-flop raise, so we're not at
Okay.
pot size here,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So it kind of makes this, it would be less,
We are
you'd call less often.
Yeah.
One thing I
Um,
wanted to mention to you guys real quick, that I thought about yesterday is that when we have a set, we know that we often check raise aggressively as a when we hit the set and we check and they bet,
Yeah.
like we're in the blinds especially.
Yep.
You have the set.
Especially with the lower, especially with the not top set.
And our theory always has been that we are doing that because we're unblocking their continues, which is beautiful. But the other thing I was thinking about yesterday after our talk about the 39% to vote up, we also have an incredibly good drawing hand to the nuts. So I think it's twofold. It's not just that we're unblocking their continues when we
Mhm.
check raise. It's also that we're drawing to a boat and we're going to hit it 39% of the time on most
Yeah.
board textures.
And we also don't need a boat most of the time.
And we also don't need a boat most of the time. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But we have,
Yep.
the ability to cooler someone often when they hit their flush and we got a boat.
Okay. Before we move to the next hand, let's just see if because that was 3, right, Mike?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Anybody else have a marked hand they want to take a look at? Derick, Andy, Dean?
What? Sorry, because I missed the first little bit. What's the theme or what are we looking at?
Hands the theme is merely hands that you played that you want to examine with the group. We have no nothing more than that. Just our marked hands from the week.
Cool. Yeah, I can glance through real quick and see.
Get a couple prepped. You'll be
Yeah.
next. Same thing, Derick and Dean, and then why don't you do another one, Mike, while Andy gets ready, and Derick and Dean, if you've got something, get it ready. So let's
Okay.
do the.
Sure. All right. We get a open here from a very tight or very loose and aggressive player. So we are hero. We have full stack effective ace king. That's always going to be a 3-bet.
Love it.
And versus this player, I'm planning on it's going in if that's what he wants.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But he just calls.
Okay.
We get that flop. It's ace of hearts, king of diamonds, by the way, so we can see that. We get the check. So this is often a spot where I'm kind of torn between c-betting and just taking ace king as still a pretty decent hand. Certainly against this range is probably okay still.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what I do. What are you guys doing? Just defaulting to a c-bet, or do you ever check behind for some reason? I do not have a spade.
Yeah, my first thought is that I'm going to see that share with spade. And then my second thought is that this hand is fine as a check back without a spade. I think I would check back at some frequency without a spade, see what he does.
Yeah, what do you think? This particular player has been very aggressive through 21 hands. I almost kind of feel like checking back is good as, because we're going to get check raised by a lot of stuff that
Yeah,
we're
that's a good
beating.
point. 30, so he's super active. He wants to see flops here. He has not 3-bet himself yet, but he is super active. Yeah, I think if you're going to, and also I think his range is extremely wide. So if you're going to have his range is extremely wide even to your 3-bet. If you're going to have a check back with ace king, I think this is a good player profile.
And that is what I did. That's it. I did check it back. And
Okay,
then
we can
we see,
expect them. Now we got to decide if we want to tough it out. I
yeah,
think we call one.
yeah,
Yep,
this would not be surprising. This bet is not
Yep.
something, so I'm not folding.
yep.
Nice.
Okay, well, nice.
But yeah, I mean, against this player, we just pay them.
Right. Okay, yeah, nobody's folding, right?
Nope, nope. You
Not
you
against this player.
lose sometimes. You don't fold.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect. I want to see one thing in in the solve. I want to know if the if the spade makes us more or less likely in the check back. Because I can see both stories and I want to know which one is stronger.
So we know he's not supposed to have this problem.
Oh, the theme. Oh, there was a theme, Andy. The theme in Mike's was big fucking pots. Because because he's sorted by this pot size. And I'll do that too for mine. I'll do pot size when I do my hands.
We are betting pure, and we don't care if we have a spade. Not betting pure, but
Oh,
we're
no,
betting
no,
high free.
yeah, but with the spade, okay, so with the king of spades across the board and the ace of spades at the top, there is a tiny, it looks to me like I can't tell. I was going to say that when I add them all together, I think the important thing is that it doesn't matter whether you have a spade or not.
No, it
Can
doesn't
you?
really. It
No,
the
it
ace
doesn't
of
matter.
spade does the ace of spades hands do have slightly more frequency. The king of spades hands have slightly less frequency than everything else, and all the non-spade hands are all kind of even right in between those two.
Yeah. The ace of hearts allows us, the ace of hearts, king of spades is the one that checks the most. And the ace of hearts, king of diamonds checks a bit more like that.
Mhm.
So,
And so that's theory.
and I think it's
I think
unfold.
this is an overly aggressive player.
Yep.
And I think we were facing a check raise. I think just based on results, right? I think we were going to see it. I think we were getting
And we
one,
were going to fold it, and we were going to fold to the check raise.
and we were going to fold. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is great.
So I think so. Checking back here, look when we see this here, you know, it's kind of an exploit to say, well, they're going to check back. This is because it's stronger than it should be.
Mhm.
Like this in on the table here versus this player, Ace King is stronger, has more equity against this player than in theory if we have Ace King
Right.
versus this player's range if it was correct.
Yeah. So take a look at what his range is. What his range is on the flop. Okay.
Do you think his range is going to include more King
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's,
Queen?
yeah, a ton more offsuit
Yeah.
combos.
If he called Ace Nine suited, he's probably calling a lot of this stuff down here,
Yep.
and probably pure as opposed to
Yeah.
10%.
He wins this hand, by the way, if we don't get that king on the river. If we don't get an ace or a king on the river and he continues, he gets to win this hand.
Right. So yeah, you're right. So if we get here and that's not a king and he jams,
Right. And so the cards that he should not jam on is an ace and a king.
Yeah.
Because
He is.
floats unless he thinks that you have jacks. If you have jacks and tens, and if that's a big part of your range to call the turn, then the king is an additional scare card for him. I'm just trying to think as him. So I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, the king is yet another card for you to be scared of with your jack and your 10. So that's good. Okay. His jam is not, his jam makes sense now.
And if we get to the river and say this card is a deuce of hearts, and he goes, if he jams, we're folding. If he goes half pot, I would consider calling.
Okay.
Is that bad?
No, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
mean,
It's your, excuse me. It's your estimate of how often he's bluffing. I don't have one.
right, yeah.
I don't know the guy,
Okay. All right.
but I do know this. That if you call and you find yourself feeling bad by the fact that you're losing more than half the time, don't feel bad when he bets half pot. You're allowed to
Right.
lose more than half.
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. It'll be profitable. Remember that.
That's important.
But I don't know. I think that from his point of view, his ace of spades is not a happy thing for him to choose to bluff the river because he really wants you to be on a spade draw that you didn't.
Mhm.
He does not. So this is the matchup. Yeah, his combo is a great bluffing turn card,
Yep.
turn combo, and it's a not great river bluff.
Yeah, let's look at his range on the river. Let's look at
And
his
what he, yeah,
yeah. So he's got this range, slightly different. He plays the turn the way he did.
He went like B60, so I'm going to give him B75.
Okay.
And notice his bet sizes should be gigantic after we check.
Yeah.
yeah, he needs to attack.
Ace King is just folding.
To the 75. Okay, give him the 50, then give him the 50.
Okay. What was the river? I'll get that
Or
in
go
here.
back. Oh, you can, oh, yeah,
Oh,
go
I'm going to have to go back anyway. Yeah.
back and change the size. There we go. Now we got some ace king. And your ace king likes having the spade, doesn't like it. Your ace king likes to call without a spade, wants him to have spades.
Yeah, it's kind of not, it doesn't like having the king of spades, but it's indifferent pretty much 50-50 on all the others.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yes.
King of clubs. All right, well. It likes a block bet.
Right. And it likes it less with the spades. It still does it.
Yep.
Okay. Roll over the ace 5, ace 4. Spades.
Ace 5 is a pair.
Okay, ace 4. All right. It doesn't mind doing it with some spades. Okay.
All right, who's next?
We're on Andy.
I will be ready, and I have two that are ready in just a second.
Okay.
Um,
Anybody else got a hand other than Mike and me? While Andy gets ready? All right, do another one, Mike.
All right, next hand. It's aces. Ace
Yay.
of hearts, ace of spades. And looks like it's my first hand at the table. How about that?
Nice start.
Nice.
Oh, here we go. This is interesting.
Even
And a
better
pot
start.
sweetener. And a pot sweetener.
So no indicators other than now we know this guy's not good.
Let's talk about sizing before you show it here. So it's kind of an interesting situation. You're at 100 bigs, right?
Yes.
And then we've got the half stack, broken stack that's over the 3. Then we have a stupid cold, oh, it's over the 3. And we have a stupid 3-bet from a deep stack. My initial gut is that I do not want to take this multi-way, as you guys know. That might be nitty on my part. I do not want to take this role multi-way. I want to go a lot bigger than that, Dean. I want to go to 20 here.
What? But
Hmm.
that makes no sense at all.
I think that's not the most open way to approach the conversation, but I am
And-
curious what you have to say, Dean.
Derek,
Okay, like I
Derek,
get to
one
see a
second. Stop,
justification on
stop,
that.
stop for just a second. Derek, say the exact same words and add 2 more words at the end. Say for me. Say the same sentence, but now say that makes, oh, I'm sorry, to me. That makes no sense
Okay,
to me.
that makes no sense at all to me. Like,
Good. Now
like
go on. Go on now.
I don't see why you think that way.
What's the equity of aces against top 50% of hands heads up?
That's not important. The important
Why is your
number is
equity not
total
important?
EV.
I mean, I'm
No,
sorry. Why is
like-
your equity not important, Derek?
No, because if you're playing against 2 people, you can make twice as much.
All right. Well,
Right,
then
so-
we'll get
so the
there.
total
But what is
equity
your
goes up.
what is your equity against someone heads up with aces against their top 50% of hands?
Probably about 80%, right?
Yes. What's your equity against 3 people with aces against their top 50% of hands?
Probably about 60%.
Precisely.
No, but
Now,
might
now
win
you can choose
60%
how
of the
much of a
times.
gambling poker player you want to be. That's up to you. And that's as Scotty said before, for you, you would prefer to play a more gambly game. That's fine.
But
I would argue I'm playing probably a less variant game with less variance. But that's fine if you want to play at a higher variance, more gambly choice. That's your
But
way
Larry,
to play.
let's take that math forward one more step, and we're doing slightly simplified. Okay, you're gonna have we're gonna assume that you're gonna get it all in against 1 player, or you're gonna get it all in against 2 players pre-flop. That's what we're gonna just go with that, which is not the real case. 80%, 60% of 200 is 120, and 80% of 100 is 80. So in that simple world, you want that both players in the way Derek wants, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but the real world is you're going to get to the flop. They're both not going to end up all in. You're going to get 60% against getting beat for the pot because of the implied odds, because they get all in when they beat you. I'm not saying they don't get all in when they just hit 1 pair, but all the hands that beat you get all in. So with that, can you do it with the numbers the next step and justify it? Or is it just, I don't like to lose? And I'm asking Larry this, not Derek.
Can you repeat the question, please?
So in the simplified world where you know that you have a choice by your bet size, which you don't, which is to get all in against 2 players or 1 player. Both of them are going to go all in. Both have the same stack size. In that world, Derek's play is better than yours, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Now,
It is.
in the more real world, where your bet size can affect whether you're going to be all in against one, whether you're going to be on the flop against 1 player or the other in a big pot, not huge, and then the all in is only going to be against 1. Can you now use that and go 1 step forward and see if you can justify your position? Or is your position literally, I don't like to lose with aces?
Yeah, I could justify my position beyond
Okay.
that a little bit.
Talk about the numbers then there.
But I'm also open to Derek talking about his approach. But
Yeah.
my approach here is we are going to be sometimes out of position. Oftentimes we're not going to be. Oftentimes we're going to be in position to the big stack here, which means we're going to better realize our equity. My position is that I really want to understand where I am in the hand. I want to understand my relative hand strength. Some very, very good players are very good at doing that multi-way. Most players are not very good at understanding relative hand strength multi-way. I'm going to hopefully understand my limitations and put myself in the category that I am much more successful at understanding my relative hand strength against my opponent heads up. And so that is going to drive me to play a big pair deep stack heads up.
Okay. Now another question to you.
Yes.
You're getting this both from a comfort level, but also from a results level. You've done this enough times that you have real You have real data out there in your head, right?
I think so.
You haven't done a statistical analysis, but you know it. And
I
my,
think this is poker instinct, yeah.
yeah. My question is that given that you are going to lose the hand 25% more often, let's see, you're going to lose 60, you're going to win 60%, you're going to lose 20% in one case and 40% in the other. You're going to lose twice as often in the second case in Derick's method.
Multi-way, yeah.
Multi-way. You're going to lose twice as often, but you're still, when you win more money.
That's
right.
true.
Do you think that the losing twice as often has hit you, has made you interpret, I don't know where I am as much? That you're
yeah.
that you're reasoning out, but you're doing it backwards from the fact that you've lost twice as often.
So, and that's a good question, because essentially you're asking, is this sound poker strategy where you want to take aces heads up, or is it maybe a manifest of a little bit of poker PTSD?
Yeah.
That's what I hear your question.
Right. That you've actually been making more money, but you've been losing twice as often.
I understand your point. I don't think it's poker PTSD. I think it's my desire to understand relative hand strength, which in the end is what's my opponent's range and what am I going to do about it? Understanding two opponents' ranges and what I'm going to do about it is a lot harder than understanding one opponent's range.
Okay, cool. Okay,
this
Derick.
hand is a beautiful hand, but it doesn't have implied odds.
Right. Okay, so Derick, now talk some about the way you want to play the hand and the way you approach this.
So let's say there's a bunch of players at the table and they have a hands between deuces and, I don't know, like deuce 7 and ace king. So they got a huge range. You're gonna lose 18%, let's say, against deuce 7. Do you want them in the pot?
Yeah, I would like to play aces against 7 deuce off.
Okay, what about deuces? Do you want them in the pot?
Yes, I want to play against deuces with aces.
What about kings? Do you want them in the pot?
Yes, I do.
And jacks 10 suited? Do you want them in the pot?
Yes. Do I want them all in the pot together against my aces? No.
Hold on now. This is the thing. If it was all in, you would.
Was that an all-in caveat?
Cold.
So yeah.
Was that an all-in caveat? I didn't hear all in. Right.
That's what I'm saying is that's the distinction to make here, is because this is where we're gonna go back to Derick's, but if you had the choice, if you go all in and every other person at the table shows you their hand and says, you want me to call? Every one of them, you would say yes, right? Even down to the 9th person where you go, it's lowering your odds, right?
Absolutely, yeah. For a 9-handed and I have aces, I want to go all in and run my equity.
And you want all 8 of them to call.
Let's assume we all have equal stack sizes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everyone has like 10 grand, let's say.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I want to run my equity for $90,000 with aces against 9.
Right. Good.
Yes.
Now, the thing, Derick. So Derick, your point makes total sense there, but now I want to take it to the extreme level, which is if you can get the result that you said there, each one of those hands, every one of the hands Larry wants to add in, he's given that up to you. You win that argument. But I say to you, to accomplish that, you're going to raise from 5 to 7, and that's going to guarantee everyone gets in, so that they get in with their implied odds for 2 big blinds more. Do you want to do that, Derick? Do you want to let them in? Do you want to let them realize? Do you want to let them see a flop for 2 big blinds against your aces?
I want to bet
100
more than 2.
Right. Everybody's got 100 big blinds deep. You don't want to let them in for 2, though, right?
I want to let them in for. I'd let them in for 30.
Right. Now, if our stack sizes are 3,000 deep, and they're going to put in 30, they're going to continue for another 200 or so, if they hit 1 pair, but they're only going in, all the money's only going in if they get 2 pair plus. Now, do you want 6, 7 suited in the pot? Do you want them to get in for 30, with a stack depth of 3,000, where you're going to win another 200 from them when they hit a single 7. But you will never know when they have 2. So you can, if all the money goes in from any one of them, you're beat. Do you want them in for 30? This is a question.
I think your 30 is still plus EV but I think that you're going to have to play poker.
Yes, I want them in.
So
Sam,
it's plus EV.
Okay.
Although you're giving them negative implied odds. The
You're
deeper
getting
the stacks.
you're getting, no, they're getting great implied odds, not
Yeah.
negative implied odds. You have the negative. implied.
No, it's negative for you is what I meant.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Negative. for
But you want them to come in and you want to play poker with them.
Now, but my question is this. Of course you want to take your aces against somebody and have them put more money in. We got that. I'm saying that at the point when one person is against you one person is put in 30, the next person shows you, that they tell you, honestly, I have 6-7 suited, but I won't tell you the suit. I have 8-9 suited, or 8-9 suited, or 5-6 suited. I won't tell you which one. And I'm going to go in for 30. And it's your choice whether I come in. Is there a
Oh
number?
yeah, you definitely want it.
Want to say no? Is there a number? If you want to say yes to the third person, do you want to say yes to the 4th and 5th and 6th at that point?
And the 9th. Yeah. You want them all in.
I don't.
I'm claiming that it's plus EV to have them
I'm
in.
claiming that it's not. That's my claim. Is that 3,000 deep, the next player who comes in with 2 more cards to take down your equity, that they're only putting in 30, and you only get lots more money, and you'll never know because you don't know which 2 pairs you're against.
Yeah, but you know it's 2 pairs, so just fold.
Right. So you
They're
fold.
when they're willing to put in 3,000, just fold. The reason why you want them in is because they suck. They don't know how to bluff. All right. If they want to put all the money in, just fold. Let it go. Don't linger.
Okay.
Don't think about it.
Okay.
Just be like, they suck. They under bluff. I made a good fold. Just like I folded my 2 pair when that suck wreck jam on me.
Gotcha.
He wasn't bluffing. So
So Larry, there's your answer from Sam when you're saying, I want to know where I am. And Sam is saying, you do know where you are. When they raise you, you're beat.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's valid.
always.
That's valid.
So that's one way to do it forward. Now, anybody else want to say something about this theory before I do my opinion on it? I was just trying to get out, clarify everybody else's opinion.
And sometimes when you're against the right opponent and you're 3,000 deep, you could make them fold hands if you're
Yes.
crazy like Sam.
Yes, you can get them fold a full house.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
I'm
just
not
a fundamental principle from my work with Horse Live Poker is that you make money by playing better hands heads up. One of the
Okay.
principles of Crush Live Poker is that we want to take hands heads up.
Right.
Now, we especially want to take hands heads up when we're in position. We might be in position, might be out of position. But I think that's a sound first principle, especially in live poker.
Okay, cool. Now here's my opinion, which is that you generally don't have the choice. Meaning when you make a bet large enough and villain 33 calls you, villain 36 stays in. He gets the villain 33 usually gives villain 36 the pot odds he needs. So
That could be the case.
Yeah. So when you think about the size and you go there, there's a raise and 3 calls and you go, I want to now raise an amount that I get 1 caller. I claim that amount doesn't exist. When you get big enough to get that amount, everybody folds. And if the first person calls, the rest of them call too.
That is certainly the case as well. Sometimes.
So choose your size.
I don't think that's always the case.
No.
I think it is the case sometimes.
Yeah. And in this case, it's good because it's the initial caller. It's, the order of it. The first guy, 33, neither of them capped. 36 could be an idiot, but he's not capped. And 33 is completely uncapped with just a raise of 3. But most of your 4 bets here, will get 33 to fold because most of his hands don't want to, don't want to be against a raise and a re-raise. But it isn't based on any reasonable size. If you
So Derek, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead, finish.
So if you go to 8 here, then it's very likely you're going to get them both to call. But Derick isn't saying you should go to 8, right? Derick is not going to go to, he's not going to go to 8.
Why would you go to 8?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Derick is not, neither Derick nor Sam is going to go to 8 to keep the guy in. They're just saying,
No,
they're just saying if you go to a reasonable size and both of them call, you're not unhappy.
Oh,
So
Derek, what size do you want to use here?
Uh, 25.
Yeah. You're
So I
agreeing
said
with us, you're just
20.
on goal.
So I don't know why we started off with a disagreement because I said 20.
It's because the disagreement came from the feeling. You were saying, I don't want another guy in. And Derick goes, what do you mean? I can't understand at all why I wouldn't want the other guy in, because he wanted to hear what your reasons were. That's what those words meant. He meant to say, Larry, I think differently. I want to hear your reasons, and then I want to tell you my reasons. Well, it was
I
Derick.
got
so
it. No,
said-
yeah, it's
really
a
said,
delivery
I
question.
want to tell you my reasons, and then I want to hear your reasons. But
I
either
think
way,
It's just delivery.
I used
I-
to.
Really, we're thinking 20 or 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm actually fine with 15, but all of them, 15, 20, and 25, none of them are designed to get one of them to get only one call. Those guys are going to do whatever they do at all those sizes. The size that you, it's like all in limits the number of calls you get, and 8 is silly. Nobody wants to go 8. That's my point. Okay, now
Go to would be 17 here.
Yeah.
And usually, I mean, the formula I get to get there is I kind of the min click 3-bet out of position. I treat that as just, this is, a fishy call with a little bit of extra juice.
Yep.
So I kind of go back to the original razor and I use our, 4x plus dead money.
Yep.
Sizing of, the PC sizing.
Yeah,
So I'd
that's
go
fine.
12 plus his dead 5 is where I come to 17. And then maybe because we're multi-way, I bump up one more big blind to 18.
Sure.
Can we argue the dead money here? Well, we have 2 uncapped ranges.
Mhm.
I don't know. Dead money, I would think of as being a capped flat here.
Yeah, I think there's something very special about why I think 36 is more capped in this case, which is people do this. Here's why 36 might do this. What's going on in his mind? This is not sound poker theory, but this is what I predict is in his mind based on all the heads up play all the cards face up play that we've seen. This guy is thinking one of 2 things. I have aces and I want more money in, but I want it to be a small amount, which he doesn't have because you have aces. Because he doesn't do that with kings, because kings don't love flops. Aces love
No.
flops in other people's minds. Okay. So either that, sometimes he has aces and does this. He doesn't have aces this time. Or I have a hand that is good and I want it to be heads up, but I don't want to raise enough to make it expensive to me or to get 33 out. I just want to make sure that the big blind doesn't come in, and 3 isn't enough, but 5 is.
Yeah, I see your point.
So 5 is giving a bad price to the big blind and keeps the other guy in, and that's what I want. Now, should he want that out of position? Doesn't matter. That could be his thought process. So what kind
You
of
might be adjusting poorly to the broken stack too.
what kind of hands want that? What kind of hands want to be in the pot, but don't want a third player in?
So this looks a lot like an ace jack suited, ace queen suited,
Pocket 7s, pocket 8s, pocket 9s.
jack 10 suited.
Jack 10 suited might not even mind if you were in, because Jack 10 suited makes, all kinds of nutty hands and
Yeah, it's
doesn't.
beautiful in Pi dot too.
Yeah, 6, 7 suited kind of doesn't mind if you're in. This is, I think I'm ahead, but I want to be against one other player. 8s, 9s, 10s. 7s. Yeah, so maybe that could be his reason. Now, when we do our sizing by theory, if we're out of position, if we're in position, we want to raise, we just want to do a regular pot size raise here. And a pot size raise here is 15 plus 3, 18. Right? And an out of position raise is going to be 4 times that, which is going to be 20, which is going to be 23. What is the likely, if you go to 15, if you go to 18 or 23, are you likely to be in position or out of position? What's the most likely outcome?
In position.
In position. Because the most likely fold is from the 33. So that's why if you had to decide pure on theory, I think you would say 18. And 18 is certainly enough to get 33 to fold a lot of their range, right?
No.
You know,
Either that or anything they're continuing with, they're just going to jam it, or should, in theory, just jam it.
which would be great. Oh, it would be so great.
36 folds, we get to snap call and most likely win a big pot with no battling or thinking.
Yeah. So there we go. All right, let's see what you do.
Okay. Short stack, broken stack. Full stack, we have 100 big blinds. This went into the thought of the sizing. Normally, if these were full stacked, both full stacks, this would be a 18 big blind raise for me, which we talked about, that's pot size. I like the fact that I'm going to be getting or I don't mind if either of these players call whatever I do here. I'm not going to go super tiny. However, I'm okay with this short stack over here calling with whatever. So the size I went to is this.
Okay. Guarantee you
Interesting.
you went to the more professional version of 8.
So what happens is we do that and we get that.
Even better.
Interesting.
And gross.
Okay, I'd see this flop and now I know, I remember what happens.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Because we get that.
Oh shit.
You have the ace of spades. You're not folding yet. Are you?
So,
You just folding?
so there was a lightning strike.
Ah,
Another lightning
No.
strike.
No. But I mean, we're not jamming, right? We're not just getting it in at this point.
Of
No,
course
no.
not.
You just fold out his bluffs.
you're probably beat.
Okay, then it starts to get weird.
See, what do you have behind now? You have about
62. 62.
62. So this is weird. So let's go back to first principles here. First principles are donks are not top of range. However, he is nuts or nothing here. The only bluffs he has are around spades, and you are unfortunately blocking them.
Yeah.
This is a very weird spot.
It's a very weird spot.
Donks are usually not top of range, but pot size donks are different.
True.
I mean,
True.
pot size donk in a. Now, how's this guy playing? What's his donk percentage look like? And I mean,
we don't know, Andy. This is the first hand at the table for me.
He sat down.
Okay, so we have 0 HUD stats on him. Okay. Oh
Correct.
God, I hate that. I hate when I catch a hand in my first hand and I'm like, I gotta play blind.
All right.
The only thing that we know, Andy, is that this player min 3-bet, which should start to tell you something.
Yeah.
And then
And
click the pot
then
button.
pot size donked the flop. So
weird. So you're blocking. So how many combos? So there are like 5 combos of ace king here. Ace king, diamond, and then some offsuit ace king.
Definitely not 5.
4 combos of ace king, including
4 combos.
Yeah.
two suited, 2 offsuit.
Yep.
8 combos of king queen.
Yeah.
8
Point.
combos of king jack.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like his sizing.
I
Like
I think I'm
if
with
you
Sam here. I think we go back to first principles and we just saying how often is someone going to dunk very top range? Certainly some people are, but not all the time.
right. I mean, and you would think unless he just was sun running, a guy who's starting the hand with almost 300 bigs is at least somewhat competent, right? I mean, granted, okay, I'll shut up on that. That was a dumb thought, but I think the pot size donk, and then I kind of go back to what was that a couple of hands ago when all of a sudden they size way down. Like if you called the donk size bet or the pot size donk on the flop, and he has a king, there's no need to get cute here. Players generally, good players aren't getting cute here. They're saying, well, we're just gonna rip it in their face if I have a king.
Okay, we call.
There's nothing about his sizing here that says he doesn't have a king.
I agree.
So we're with that. It doesn't mean he has one, but there's nothing about it. All right.
You have like 40 something left.
I have 37 left.
Yep, that's what he's managed to do. He's managed to make it so that with that 25, that at every step of the way you go, well, it's only, I mean, the pot is so huge.
I mean, yeah.
What a unique way to play. It's the only hand he's getting called by.
No,
Oh,
no. Why
didn't
would
go
you
all
just call? No, this is not a king. Put the money in.
Okay, you think his sizing on the river says not king.
Yeah, put the money in.
Okay. Can he,
I
what
think
is, okay. All right, let's see.
I think the donk on the flop and then the size way down on the turn and even size down further on the river is almost never a king.
It was basically he went 25, 25, 25, right?
Right.
Sizing, yeah, so his percentage just went to nothing. Okay. Let's find out.
So I mean it reads more like you said, where it's like 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, something in that range. I mean, obviously the 8's got there, either that or like a
Not eights.
queen jack of spades, jack 10 of
I was thinking
spades.
queen jack spades and jack 10 spades.
Something in that kind of window that is just like, oh shit, he called the pot size bet. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Each step of the way, well, I'll keep betting. Maybe he's gonna fold, but again, with no information on the player, who knows? We're literally just guessing on theory and population, and so we're essentially just that guessing.
Yeah.
Before the review,
I was
question for
definitely torn on just putting the extra 12 in because I guess he'll call with 10s or jacks or whatever his pair happens to be, but he'll also call with whatever king he doing this with, and he won't call with any of his bluffs.
Yeah, don't show yet. I have a question for Sam before we see the last thing, which is Sam. So I just want to make sure. Had he jammed the river, your plan was to call. Is that correct? But now that he's bet this, you were planning to call and lose sometimes. But now that he's bet this size, you want to jam because he never has a king. Is that right?
He sometimes has a king, but for the time that he has queens, he's also not folding.
Gotcha. And he never has an eight.
He's not folding when the pot is what, like 170 big blinds and he's calling 12 more. He's not folding.
Is it 12 more that we have?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
He's not folding.
Oh, I didn't see the 12.35. You go, yeah, who cares? Okay.
He's not folding.
All right. Okay, great. All right, let's see it. Now we go on.
See? And he might even call with that hand.
He might have.
He might even call with that hand. It's like, oh, it's only 12 more. He doesn't have a
nice.
He
nice
jammed it and he folded.
He made
Can
you
we just see his betting line again, so I can kind of focus a little bit more on his sizing. And just go through the hand again. I'm gonna see what size here. All right, 27. He pots it. I got a king. You call 25. I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
You call.
This is pure. I don't know the fuck to do because that 25 is most likely to keep in queens.
And 25. I don't know what the fuck to do.
Most likely to keep in queens. Most likely size.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Whoever said that, who has 300 big blinds is competent here.
Nope.
That's proof.
Yeah. This is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, when you sit down and somebody has a
add the
multiple
Not terrible, it's
buy-ins at a
wonderful.
table, that you usually kind of have to make some assumptions, and it's probably a better assumption to make that they're competent. But the fact that he min three bet pre-flop, let's go back to that. The fact that he min three bet pre-flop
Yeah.
and then donked this flop pot size tells me that he's
So
not competent.
Yes.
the donk is
I did
immediately
add the
saying,
caveat that
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
most likely, I did add the caveat that if I just sit down and someone's sitting with 300 bigs, I'm going to out the gate put them in the bucket of like they're probably a competent player,
Mhm.
but maybe they're just a fish that's been sun running. I'm not
Yeah.
discounting that fact.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Let's see a hand from Andy.
I don't make assumptions until I see showdowns.
It's not a big
Fair.
show.
Live, I usually literally based on what people are wearing, and I'll start putting them in buckets and trying to classify.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so-
don't care what they wear. Showdowns. That's all I care.
Yep.
Mm,
All right. Ace queen suited.
debatable.
Yeah, when you don't have
So-
any information on a player, you can make assumptions because it will help you.
Yes. I mean, if I see a young, Asian dude with headphones, sunglasses, hoodie pulled up, just staring down at his chips the whole time, I'm going to probably assume he's going to be fairly laggy. I'm going to put him in that bucket right out the gate. Now, my buckets never stay there, but I'm going to start making assumptions right out the gate out of players.
Yep.
And personal belief, I think it's a mistake not to.
We're supposed to be prejudiced.
Yeah.
I dressed in an old man coffee uniform.
Yep.
And when
So-
I see, and until I see otherwise, all right. So, anyways, this hand was kind of where I think I just left some equity on the table. I think I played the turn and river fairly bad. So, obviously I masked the players, but the villain 23 is fairly fishy. Don't know a ton about this player. But you can just see, notes. So small open, which their open sizes are all over the map. Min click 3-bet from a
Oh,
player that's never 3-bet yet. Now, granted, they haven't had a ton of opportunities.
yep.
So I put in, I think I just clicked it pot there.
This isn't pot.
Yeah.
This
No,
not.
it is not. You're right. You're right. I'm a liar.
Yeah, this is less than 3x. So this is a really small this is a well, actually no, it's a 4-bet, so it's not. Yeah, it's a 4-bet in position. It's completely reasonable.
Usually in position 4-bet, I like to use like a 2.5 plus dead money.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's really weird because his 3-bet is so small that this makes this.
Yeah, and like normally if it was a legit 3-bet size, I would consider, I mean, being on the button, I can consider cold calling, but a lot of times I think it's either I like to play 4-bet or fold against a 3-bet. When I'm cold.
I would think that if the two players are competent to start with, which they're not, and your second guy made to the normal size, I think ace queen suited on the button is a lot of folding. To a low jack and hijack raise, re-raise, that would be my instinct.
These players are not competent at all.
Well, the second guy clearly isn't.
Right.
Right. So we have that.
So call. And back to our thing, 351 bigs. You would first assumption. Now, obviously, I have a decent history with this player. So I know they're not competent. I know they've just been sun running.
Yeah.
We get this.
Oh boy.
No donks. And I think, so what are we thinking here? So this is what you want me to show what I did first?
I bet 10. Let's see what you do.
Okay. Well, then, bam.
Yep. I like it.
We're going to fold call.
Great. Okay.
Now, this is where I was a little again, because I didn't know a lot about this guy, not very aggressive. That was the first time he's 3-bet. So when he cold called, I was a little worried. Then I get a nice turn.
You have the best hand.
Yes.
So we
But
can
I
strip him
decide
of, sorry to interrupt. We can strip him of 10x here because we didn't get a check raise
Mhm.
on this texture.
Most of it. He's
it
still
was
got,
a 0 check raise.
yeah, he's got 15% of his 10x still.
Okay.
But yeah,
He's got a 0 check raise, a 0 3-bet, a 38-17 or 38-13. So with a low aggression frequency.
how many hands do we have on him?
We only have 54, so not a
Right.
ton.
Yeah. So he hasn't check raised yet, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously didn't hear.
Yeah, and he didn't.
And so he checks again. And now like I'm still I honestly don't know why I checked this back. This hand it just popped up when I did the strange hands tag.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of reviewing it and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Checking back this turn.
It's a lot better checking it out of position, in position than it is out of position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you know what? I
I
might have
think
been thinking. I might have been thinking. Check back turn, doing like a bet check bet or bet check bluff catch line.
But
The way I would think about this hand is that you really want to make this a size on turn that is going to result in him calling your shove on river with jacks and sometimes nines.
Right.
And what size is that? That's the way I would think about it, but maybe some other people
Jack
have.
queen and king queen and jack queen and king queen when he has.
Yeah. Yeah. So what size can you make it here to give yourself an SPR, which I think is probably around like
20.
half pot or yeah, and because you want him to now call here and then call your shove. And so yeah, whatever that number is.
Right. Like even like maybe a
30.
16-7 bet 16-17.
30, 30, 60 plus 50.
You can do that.
I don't like 30.
30 is bigger than you need it to be.
Okay.
Any
Yeah,
bet,
if I'm
any
gonna
bet
go,
works.
if I was looking to bet here jam river, I think I wouldn't go any bigger than 20.
Hmm.
Because I mean,
Okay.
if I bet 20, it puts 90 in there and gives me 49. So if betting 20 now gives me essentially a little bit more than half pot on the river.
Is now the time I get to mildly chastise you for not having a full stack at the beginning of this hand?
Yes, this is the perfect time.
I'm gonna mildly chastise you for not having a full stack at the beginning of the hand.
Did I not?
Nope, you had eight. You had. Nope, you didn't. That's why.
I did not. You're right. I had broken stack.
Yep. Good.
And I check.
Okay. Now here's the strange thing. When he jams here, which he's not doing, you're calling.
Mhm.
When he bets 10, you're raising. And when he
Yeah.
bets 40 or 50, well, actually, at that point, who cares? You only have a little bit left. I was saying, do you raise him? Or do you bluff catch this on the few times that he has a 10? And also his freak pocket nines, which we were giving him. We were giving him pocket nines here.
Yes.
I think if he bets more than, I think if he bets 30 or more, maybe you just call.
Yeah. And instead, he checks.
All right. And now you're
And
stuck with not feeling good about putting in 69 and getting called.
and
There's a joke
it's
there,
just
but I don't know where it is.
well, do a better job of finding it. And then I do this
25.
check.
No.
No.
Yeah,
not
let's
at all.
hear it. Come on, bring it on.
No.
So there's one way to look
Yeah.
at this, Andy. One way
This is the first
um,
super fishy hand I've shown you guys, and there's actually another one in this set too.
Okay, good.
I'll have plenty in the future. The one way to look at this is that if you aren't getting value owned 30% of the time with your value bets on river, you are not value betting enough. We should get value owned about 30% of the time if we're value betting at the right frequency. That's from the cult of Bart Hansen, and that's the cult I'm in, so I'm sticking with it. So his argument is that you should be getting value owned about 30%.
And does that depends on your bet size? That if you're value betting about half pot as opposed to pot size?
He
What is
does
it?
not. I do not know the specifics. I don't remember him giving specifics. I remember him having these
Well,
kind of
it doesn't,
a broad number.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's the extra money you're putting in. Yeah. It doesn't matter the
This
size.
is what he showed up with.
So this is where you definitely missed value on turn.
Yes, 100%.
Yep. You didn't miss any value on the river though.
Yeah. So we want to. So I think we've decided our best size on turn is 25 bigs, right?
Like
I'm
20.
going a little bit bigger, but you guys said 25, and that makes sense.
20, 25, 30 are all good for slightly different reasons. Just
I
slightly.
mean, we're in that range.
Yeah, in that range.
Okay.
Because one of the things we didn't even talk about is how desperately we want to get called by a flush draw here. We can give a flush draw the right express odds profitably. That's rare.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah, that's really rare.
Yeah,
like-
I mean, you could even go smaller, 15. I mean, you have the board lock. If he has a 10, he was already raising you on the flop because
Mhm.
you 4-bet. What does it look like you have?
Yeah.
I'm not like they're not gonna slow play if they can have king 10.
Not the turn.
Obviously I didn't know this at the time, but now because this hand was a while ago, I'm assuming because I actually have a decent history with this particular villain now, and he is a fairly fishy villain.
Yep. We got that. We got that in the showdown. We got that just from his 3-bet.
So on the turn, he either has a queen, which we beat all the queen, or he has a pair, or he has a draw, all of which is close to drawing dead. So I don't see a point in checking.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh no. And that was one of those things. This hand popped out, and I was like, oh yeah. I don't know.
Mhm.
I played it really bad.
Good. Congratulations on playing it bad and seeing why. Good job.
Yes.
Here's your goal. Never make that exact mistake again. That's your goal. Make a different
That
mistake.
is my goal.
Yep.
Ooh, this is a fun one.
C8s.
That I think I might have been blinded by the light a little here. Now for this, just know like this guy is really bad.
Good.
So we go.
Okay.
And where some of my thinking came from, and then obviously the super broken stack.
Yeah.
So we are going 5 ways to a flop. Really
Okay.
fun.
This hand should be very easy to play now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we get this.
Good. Let's go broke against a straight.
Right.
Let's go broke against a straight.
So we got
That's probably what I was thinking. So then we get this. And this is where I think I might have been a little bit fishy in this hand. You'll see, we see the action. So we get a donk here from this fool who, if I remember correctly, it was donking. I mean, only 4 chances, but donked half of them.
Right. We love that.
And then we go raise.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Call. Jam.
Oh boy.
I don't know how you fold
what
this
do we
hand.
do here?
I don't know how to fold this hand. I come back to So everybody flatted, right?
We went donk, big raise, call, jam.
Okay, positions are important here. So we had an open from villain 2. We had a flat from villain 4. Had a flat from hero, flat from small blinds, flat from big blind, right?
Yes.
So who the only player with jacks here is villain 2, the
Or
broken
tens.
stack. Well, tens might flat in hijack and cut off, I think. Maybe not, depending on player.
Maybe.
The first question I have is right now, how often do you have the best hand?
Oh,
I think Scotty just answered that question.
I'm saying fold for a completely different reason. Finish your logic, Larry. I'm saying fold.
Um,
I know
right
it's,
now, I'm not sure. This is why I'm outside my comfort zone here, and I think most of us would be with this hand in this situation.
I would,
So
I wouldn't.
How often do you have the best hand right now?
probably not very against sane rational players. And
Yeah.
in reality, Scotty's probably right. When I look at it now, when it goes donk raise, call jam, I probably should just fold.
In game,
Nine.
I don't think of this clear enough to fold, and I jam here. That's what I do in game.
So and like villain 2 was kind of the main one I was looking at. I don't know much about this knucklehead other than they just weren't very, I mean, everything I saw from them up to that point was super fishy. So this is what I do.
Okay, hold on for a second.
Oh,
You're doing what I would do from if I was in game, I would do this, and it's a mistake, I believe. Doesn't mean you're never going to win the hand, but here's why, and I only see it now looking at it. I look at hands better than I play them.
I agree.
Okay. It is unlikely that all 4 of them are completely off the reservation, right? Just completely.
Yeah.
So we go with that. Let's make 2 of them clueless. Just clueless hands that just don't belong here. Ace 9 of diamonds. You know, I've got a straight draw, and I've got a backdoor flush draw, and I have an ace, and I don't want to fold. Something like that. The hands that we have a ton of equity against. But we should expect to see at least 1 flush draw out there, right? And maybe a straight already. Probably not a set already. Probably not a bigger set, but maybe. Against a bigger set, we are dead. Against straight,
Well, no, we've got one out.
we are dead. Against a straight, we are not.
Can't we quad up?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, we can quad up. That's your 1 out. That's dead.
Yeah.
1 out is dead.
Draw.
1 out is dead. But against a straight here, normally, what's our odds of boating up, Larry? We said it.
39%.
What's our odd? 38%. What's our odds in this configuration of boating up?
Way
Way
less.
fuck less. Because doesn't someone have a jack out there already?
That's a very good point.
Doesn't someone have a 10 out there already? Doesn't the jack 10 that we're beating right now fuck us to death against the 9 queen that has us beat and the flush draw?
That's another good point.
That's why is our boat outs are dead. They're not there.
That is another good point.
That was when I
think you came up with some very good arguments here.
And I was jamming until I said I can always boat up, and I go, I'm not boating up. Someone has 10 jack. Okay, now
this is a very unique situation, but this is actually something can happen live.
Yeah.
So
This is much more likely live than it is online.
Yeah, Andy, what were you thinking?
So part of what I was thinking is, I mean, this guy's an idiot, doesn't fold draws, doesn't fold, which broken stack. This guy kind of same thing, plays draws aggressively. The only one at this point, I wasn't concerned about him having the straight or a set because he's raising those hands. When it goes donk, raise, I feel like he's raising
jamming a set.
a set or a straight.
I agree.
This guy is just, he's kind of off the reservation a little bit. But even if he has a bigger set or straight, if I get it in against them, the side pot's going to be enough that I'm still coming out ahead. And if he's off the reservation, then I win a big pot. I mean,
Yep.
I was looking at what's in the pot already. And maybe that's flawed logic, but I think that's kind of what I was thinking. That, and in game, we don't tend to think as clearly as when we're reviewing hands.
That's for
That, like,
sure.
looking back now, I have 3 big blinds invested in this hand in a spot where I'm at worst against a draw with a lot of outs that's going to get to see the river. It probably should have just been a fold.
Right. And that was the other thing I looked at it. I said, how much money did you put in this pot? 3.5. Now you're only putting in you're not putting in half the money to win half the time. You don't have to win all that often because you're only putting in 20% ish, 20% of this money and then 25% of the other money. So you don't have to be right that often at the time. But I think when you go, I can also fold for 3 and never even
Yes.
notice it. So go on. Let's see how it goes out.
All
right, let's see.
Fold, call, and he snap called. I do remember that. Like, it was like instant.
Right.
Like,
Right.
he was ready.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what they are.
5 of clubs,
Queen of clubs. Queen
Queen
king.
Jack off,
Right there. There's his draw.
and there's the Jack 10.
Yep. So you got lucky.
I did.
Or against. There was no flush draw out there, which also didn't come in, and no 9 Jack. So that's great.
And you generated 2 folds.
Yes. Which the flush draws may have been here. Which I don't see why a flush draw would ever fold there, but
Yeah, getting all that. And the 9 and the singleton 9 does end up beating you, but it's got folded if anyone had it. So great. All right. Who
Right.
thinks that the fold is a terrible idea on the flop?
Yeah, let's go back to the hand for a bit.
Tell me why
I don't think it's terrible, and
Yeah.
I totally get your reasons. And we saw exactly the cards that you were talking about,
Yep.
blocking that the Jack 10 we're drawing dead.
Hmm.
If the Jack or 10 comes, so our boat outs don't have as much value in the situation.
Right. Right.
Can you
But
show the
then there
equity?
is
Like,
the-
can you show cards so that we can see the equities against their hands? Oh, I was hoping the other ones would show, but yeah, that's not okay.
because it's stars, so they didn't go to showdown, so we don't get to see them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't see in hand reviews opponents' hands unless they go to showdown.
Yeah, my question would become:
I'll put it up. I'll get what the equity is. You want to see it? I'll put it up in a second.
the question becomes for me. This is gambling. What are you doing, Singer Sam? Sam, are you still on the call? Sam has stepped away.
Stand a step away for a moment.
Mike, what about you? What are you doing here?
I was kind of 50-50 on being able to fold it.
Yeah,
But when I was thinking about the ranges of all these players, and again, in game, like, Andy's saying, it's hard to like think through all of this when you've got a buzzer going off and timers and
it's
other tables and
super
that sort of
crazy
thing.
4 ways.
And when you
No,
think
like-
about the ranges, Big Blind can have, his range includes all of those 2 pairs, which you're great against. The fishy player over there who just flatted now kind of tells you that your 8s are good. I'd be
Yeah.
more worried about the donker and this other guy, this 10 Jack guy over here. But when I think about those ranges that they have, then I think it makes your 8s better. So
Yeah, it's a
I was
tough one.
50-50. I was like, God, I might have folded this at the time, but now that we're thinking through it and then actually seeing, what these players show up with, like, he shouldn't have 10 Jack off.
No.
It's like that just makes your hands so much stronger when they have, as Scotty put it, hands that are ridiculous.
I will say that this is an argument for cutoff having a pure 3-bet fold. Because that would have eliminated your equity and but would have folded to a 3-bet.
Which eight was it that was on the board? Was the 8 of diamonds? Or the 8 of spades? Where'd Andy go? We lost Andy. Andy died. Okay, I think it was the 8 of diamonds. All right, so here is, you guys are seeing this? Good. This is our equity. 54%.
Three-way.
54% three-way against these specific hands. And we are putting in one, 1/5 of the money.
I think
So
there was something different about this because according to the Poker Tracker replayer, it was 43%. So there might be something wrong with suits or something.
This might be the
But I was curious more about, I know these specific hands, but if the other two players have their combo draws, like at the range that they would have, is what I'm wondering how our 8s are doing.
Yeah, the hands that I got right were, it was king, queen of diamonds and jack of clubs, 10 of diamonds. I got that before Andy got knocked off. I just I didn't notice whether the 8 was the diamond or the spade. I mean, the diamond or the club. I thought it
So
was the diamond.
then there's something goofy about the equities because it was different in Poker Tracker replayer.
Yeah. Poker Tracker did it know some folded cards we don't know? Nope. Okay. Well, I think Poker Cruncher is right. And Poker Tracker is wrong. And the difference whether it's the diamond or the spade is we go from 56 on the diamond, we are 54 because he gets his runner, he gets his 2% runner there that he inherits.
So add 2 more players.
Or just 2 more random hands? Okay.
Not random.
Okay, 2 more players.
Let's start with the donker. Let's give him some combo draws and some like ace jack.
Sorry,
things
gentlemen, I pulled a mic for a second and my power flashed off.
Gotcha. What was the 8 was which? 8 of diamonds or 8 of what? What was the 8 on the board?
8 of diamonds.
Okay, good. We got the 8 of diamonds. Okay, what range do you want me to give?
What would be a range for the small blind to flat and then donk on that board? So
Some ace jack. King jack. So here we go.
So
Let's give him king jack.
he's only had one hand go to showdown, and he called a 2-bet from the blinds with jack 9 off. That's
Yeah.
But he also called a 3-bet in position with ace 3 off.
Right. Do we think he donks out with some 10?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we don't want to do this exercise. It might take a while.
Yeah. There you go.
I was just thinking that our 8s aren't doing as well, against those 2 ranges when you add these 2 other ranges in here.
Yeah. Let's just do this.
And you got to give him 10s and jacks and
Right, that he could have had when the time came.
and queen 9.
Yep. All right.
Those would be all of his value hands.
And then give him the things around it that he could, although these he probably folded. I mean, he might not have folded those 9s. All right. Jacks.
I mean, we could do my kind of standard if I'm figuring ranges. I know it's only 64 hands, but he's V-pipping 37, 3-betting 6%. So give him a 37% range and take off the top 6%.
And the ones that he doesn't, we can do that, but then we have to go, which of these does he donk? And so that's more time than we want to spend. So yeah, I mean, I can do this 37% like that. Just add there and then take off the top 6 to say that those raised. Some of those raised there. But now that we've gone to this, now, which of these hands, so let's eliminate the hands that he doesn't donk. He's not donking deuces through 7s into 4.
No.
Right, those are not there.
He does obviously can't have pocket 8s.
Right. That's fine. It calculated that for us. Um,
All of those lower suited connectors can go away unless you want to count like 6, 7, or
yeah, but he doesn't have, there's no flush draw on the board, right? Oh, no, there is, yeah, 10 hearts.
There
So
is.
has flushes, but those flush, but we know he doesn't have them after the fact because he folded them. So you want to leave him in, did he donk some flush draws? He doesn't donk any flush draws. All right, so there. 8, 9, he can do. So 7, 9, he can do.
But if we're going to the horse, I mean, he donked almost half pot into 4 players, which is generally a stronger donk. So I think my thought was he was donking just a lot of naked jacks.
All right. So we're leaving him all as jacks here.
That was my thought, I believe.
Yep. And I don't think that he donked the 9s.
No, he might have donked some 9s, but who knows?
Jack 9,
Probably
10.
not.
Yeah.
If he's gonna donk the 9s, he's not gonna fold the open ender.
Yeah.
Hmm,
But
I would think he does donk 9s. Like that would be part of his donking.
So there they are. All right. This stuff doesn't make sense. This stuff doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This is give him the hearts for a minute. We'll just give him specifically the hearts of this one, and then we'll go on. You have hearts there. King, queen as a donk, and then a fold. No. Ace, queen, no. All right, so there's his range. Just that. We'll just run it with this. And then this guy has 2 random cards, which is just weird.
He did raise, so I'm guessing a naked jack by the raise and then fold. Because
Yeah.
I just don't think villain 1 is ever folding the flush draw, straight draw there after raising. But again, you never know.
Yeah. So we still have against this, we still have so much more equity than we're putting in. So that all makes it good. But now the kind of thing, if you give this guy specifically just hearts, give him the ace, 9 of hearts that would raise that would raise. When we have this
And
is
jacks and 10. Well, yeah, jacks, 10s,
Yeah.
queen 9.
Yeah, this is what kills us.
Because the big blind, and he has all the 2 pairs, which is good for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we do that with
It's still profitable, still 4%
yes,
profitable there. But it's high variance from it. All right. So having looked at all this, we now think that the fold is a bad idea, right? I mean, going through this whole thing, that is that what we've concluded, that we're going to lose it a lot, but we're only putting in 20%. So don't fold.
I'm in the don't fold camp.
Okay.
I think, and it depends. Obviously, like in a live game, I think this would be a fold. I would find a fold.
Okay.
In a tournament, I would probably find a fold here.
Because only one, right? The thing that we're thinking here is only one of them needs to be right for us to go right to hell. Because if anybody has the straight or has the upper, either of the sets, the things they should have for value, we are dead.
I mean, even in reality, if villain 4, the short stack, has the straight, then I still am making, I'm still coming out ahead on the jam with the side pot.
Yeah.
And I have outs against a straight. Granted, we see he had Jack 10 like we suspected someone had, so not many.
Yeah.
Well, I was dead against the Jack 10. But if he would have had the straight, then I would have been live against, for a jack or a 10.
But yeah, the thing I looked at was I said, oh my God, you're up against, you're up against you're beat by a set sometimes, you're beat by a straight sometimes, someone has a flush draw, and the jack 10 means you can't boat up. Because if you boat up, he overboats you. So the jack 10 has you dead.
Runs out deuce deuce, in which case I'm laughing all the way to the bank, and
Deuce deuce is good, except when they have the set bigger than you.
except then.
You got another hand?
Yeah.
All right, let's see it.
Let's see how fishy. Ooh, this is a good one. Oh shit. Ignore that you can see his hand. Okay.
Can't see shit.
Oh yeah, because I'm not sharing it. Haha, perfect. I forgot to turn off the known hole cards. Ooh. Light open. Softish game. Call. 8-7 deuce. I don't know much about this player. So he donks. So that this was I know what I was thinking here, where the wheels came off. This was the one time Nuffle didn't work.
So you've got
Because you're out of
multi-way,
position.
which is going to change the situation here.
Yes. And that's what happened is we were multi-way. But I think I was like, well, I'll call but yeah, multi-way. So I call and I'm like, all right, I'll try Nuffle.
Now you're in a better
So
spot.
yes, I should have most definitely picked the better spot, but I did not.
No, I said now you're in a better spot because your head's up on turn.
Yes. And then so this is where I think I made the decision. I put in, he bets small there, so he donks. I think it was an exact half pot last time, maybe a little less. Now he donks less than half pot, which this is actually half pot, obviously, because the rake comes out every street where Poker Tracker doesn't take it till the end.
Yeah.
So, Mike, I think Nuffle here is that we have a made hand. We would just call here.
Yep.
But I don't remember any caveats for multi-way Nuffle.
The only caveat for multi-way is if their donk on the flop is pot size, if it's a large size donk. And that's
Okay.
then you start to, those are typically value.
Yeah, okay. So here Nuffle says call, but yeah, it's yucky.
Yeah,
Nuffle says
I was thinking Nuffle because it is made, but it's like showdown value made, so it was basically raise this plus this. So I raise.
You're calling 4-4. You're calling 4-4 air here. You're saying,
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing it as air.
right.
A pure bluff at this point.
Well, you certainly do have more ace X, right? He's going to squeeze his ace king at some frequency, his ace queen at some frequency.
Yeah. And the fact that if he's donking, like what's he donking? Does he really have many aces after the donk? There's no flush draw. There is one straight draw, which I mean, like a 6-9, 9-10, or 5-6 are all legitimate calls from the big blind. Granted, 10 hands, but he's V-pipping at 78. And I think donking, and he hadn't. So I go with a big, pretty good raise size, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. That's even bigger than Nuffle. Nuffle was going to be 23. So. Right.
He calls.
Bad. Okay.
Jack of hearts. He checks. I have a little bit less than pot size behind.
Let's punt away.
If you're following Nuffle and your fours you're saying is air, you should be 70 here, which should be a jam.
So which I do.
Yep.
And
What's this not show up with?
Snap called too, by the way. There was
Ow.
zero thought on this. This was he like insta called, like he was hovering over the call button.
Yeah.
Beat 7?
Ace 5.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Now, I'm thinking if we go back to turn and you play Nuffle as it was intended, he would bet half pot, you would call. And then on river, so the pot would be it would be 22 plus 7, 30. Let's
It'd
call
be
it
about
30.
30. Call
And
it
then
30. And I would have 80 behind.
Hmm.
And then so 30 now, depending on what he does here, facing a river 40 to 80%, you would still call, but he might check, and then you would check behind.
Yeah. You
So
don't
it's
get to,
interesting how you think about the different nodes that we could have got here with.
yeah, you don't get to win this hand with Nuffle, but you get to lose less.
Yes. If I would have nuffled correctly, I would get to lose less.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, he may
Possibly.
still jammed or something, or giving you a big bet. In which case, anything bigger than a pot size bet, you would only call middle pair, which in this case would be if you had a jack.
Yeah. And so when he
Yes.
jams and you only have 60 and the pot is 69, we still call that a pot size.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you would fold.
Yeah. So, anyways, he checks. I jam. I mean, it was in game. I remember. It was literally because this was actually last night. I mean, he had to have been hovering his cursor over the call button.
Right.
Yeah,
It was
you
that
decided
quick.
to call. Yeah. No thought at all.
Yeah.
None. Nothing. Like, oh, the ace peeled early position razor, and he raised the turn and then jams river. Like, what could he have? Just snap called.
Yeah.
I don't think that your play in itself is all that terrible.
Neither do I.
Nope.
I don't hate it.
You're representing a better ace than him.
Mhm.
You just ran into a luck box station.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
Well, I don't think he's a luck box. He not folding an ace to a pot size bet.
Well, you're right, but I'm just using that term loosely. He just donked air on flop and then big turn. So
Yeah.
I
I'm calling him
mean,
one call.
we already know they donk air on the flop, so
Yeah.
it's not a
So?
surprise to us. So we always
Yeah.
have those. We always will have those stronger ace, right? So we're like in this situation, out of position, I would prefer to call with like strong ace. Like because we don't have ultimate position, right? Because when he donks, there's still a guy behind us who
Yeah.
is uncapped. So those are the situation where I would like try to avoid nuffling people.
There was a guy behind us on the flop when he,
Yeah, the button
Yeah.
called.
We were multi-way on the flop.
I would consider folding the flop and getting outplayed there instead of later.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
especially with this hand, I would probably just call with like if I have a draw, I'll call with it. If I had two overs with like backdoor flush draws, I'll probably float like king jack diamonds, king jack clubs, king jack spade, that kind of stuff. And then obviously the strong aces, I would call. Like if I open with like ace five here, I'll probably just muck it.
So here's an important thing on this one, which is you would rather call with ace deuce here, and which you don't have any other deuces than ace deuce suited. You don't have deuce 3 in this configuration, but you do have ace deuce suited. You would rather call with ace deuce than 4-4.
Yeah,
And it's easy to say you would rather call with 6-7 suited and ace 7 suited. We know that. But pocket pairs go down in value compared to a pair and a side card. And that's important.
yeah,
Remember.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
A 7-5 is better than pocket fours here because you
Yep.
have more outs.
Yep.
When you hit the board.
Yep. And I specifically chose ace deuce to say it because 7-5, the 7 is bigger than the 4, so of course it's better. But even the ace deuce is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
You want to do another one? And then we'll go
Yeah, I
on.
got one more.
And then Sam, do you have
Th-
any hands to show?
I might. I don't know. Hold on.
See,
I
look at
have
you.
one.
Okay, good. We'll do Derick next, and then Sam, if you've got anything.
Okay.
Get ready. Okay, kings. We like kings.
Nice.
Kings, especially in the big blind. And we are going to go button raise, calling station call. Well, post flop calling state. Weird player.
Yeah.
Really, really bad player.
I like it.
Yeah, good
Free
size.
bet. Yep, I like the sizing.
Yep.
So normally from the blinds, what I do, obviously the 4x plus dead money, and then I'll roll another half a big blind.
Sure.
Just that little bit of extra. I don't. It's just the sizing I like, but
No, this is great.
call.
And this is an example where who is most likely to call you, the button more than the small blind? Yes, so you are going to be out of position most likely. So you use the out of position sizing. I like it. Perfect.
Instead,
Yeah, that happens too.
here we go.
Right. And Larry, this is my point here. With these kings, if you say I'd rather go face up, I'd rather go heads up, you go, sure, but you don't have that choice.
True.
Because if you bet 10 and make it super likely you get it, that you don't like that. And if you bet 20 or 25, villain 19 might fold, but that isn't what you want. And once villain 19 calls for the 20, villain 16 is getting pot odds with his 6-7 suited.
Yeah.
Like that.
I the sake of argument, that hand was a little different because we had an open and then a weird cold 4 size.
Yeah.
Cold 3 bets.
All kinds of weird things going on.
And,
But just
and,
saying that is that once you get called by the first guy, you can't really control the multi-way nature.
and
Yeah,
Scotty,
that's
what's
dumb.
interesting is that at least in GTO is, I'm not sure about Peak or any others.
Yeah.
The theory of the squeeze here from the big blind is you actually use the same size as your 3-bet to just a single button open. So you're not actually adding the extra call from the small blind. It's weird. We've looked at that before, and it's kind of surprised us.
But also remember that GTO goes bigger than 4x in the big blind. So the button versus the big blind isn't a pure 4x, it's 4x plus already.
Yeah.
Right? So what was the initial raise size? 3, right?
3.
Right. So your
Raise
wizard,
3, call.
right. So your wizard against a straight up raise 3. Hold on. Button raises 3. Your wizard goes to 13 anyway, not to 12. So it's got one extra. And then when the small blind goes in there and calls, it pushes it to 15 on 3. It does push it up a little bit.
So in 2.5 land,
2.5 is different.
yeah. So okay, that's what I study.
Right, I do too. Because in 2.5, the big blind's raise is already to 13, which already has the extra 3.
Yes. And
See,
in 2.5 land, I probably would have made this with the call, probably 13.
Yeah, because poker coaching says to 2.5, we're going to go to 10. Wizard has us going to 13 already. So when the small blind puts in its call, we're already at 13. Oh no, it drops down to 11, makes it smaller.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's surprising.
Close. Off to the flop we go.
Yep.
Ugh.
And of course, there's an ace there.
Yep.
And so I will add, for this next big blunder, not a terrible blunder, but multi-tabling. And when I glanced over, when this popped up, I didn't at first notice that he had called.
Right. So you thought you were.
So we get this. Bank. And let me show you. So he doesn't donk very often, but the instances of donking I have
Right.
were jamming weak gut shots. So I have Tricky Limper, Superstation Post, and Will Jam, Donk Jam, Weak Gutter Balls.
Right,
I didn't see him in the hand,
right.
which is I've been worked because that'll happen. It happens sometimes multi-tabling.
Yeah,
So I call.
right.
He actually folds, and then watch this. I was scratching my head. 5-4 of clubs.
Wow. That is a weak gutter ball.
If you had
Yes.
noticed the button was there and had made the call and you knew that, would you have still called?
Honestly, if I had, so going back here, he jams it. If I had noticed the button was still there, I probably just fold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was kind of one of those, like, as I click call, I was like, oh shit, what did I do?
I love that you have the note Donk's weak gutter balls.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
Tricky
only 30
limper.
bucks.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a ton of money. And it was one of those, like, it was as soon as I click call, I was like, oh shit. And he took a while. Because
Yeah.
like action went to him and he almost timed out. Like he was in the tank.
He might have,
Uh-oh.
he might
He
have,
folded out a better hand.
he might have folded an ace, a bad ace.
Yeah.
I mean, shouldn't he? Let's say that he's got ace 9 suited, ace 10 suited.
Even ace jack.
This action, shouldn't he fold?
Yeah, I would. I would have. If it were me. Maybe you shouldn't. I don't know, but I would have.
Even
Yeah.
ace jack.
Even ace jack, yeah.
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 Because we have ace king, we have queens.
Yeah. He should have folded ace jack off suit pre-flop, but to his ace jack suited, yeah. Okay.
I think he did say he had after he's like, oh, he typed in lucky, blah, blah, blah. I folded ace 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe him. If
Good
you
fold.
saw him like timed out, then he folded an ace.
Yeah.
I don't think I would
Which-
have even timed out. I would have folded ace 5 like instantly.
Yeah, but that's you because you study.
Especially if you called fast. If you called with your kings quickly.
He pulled fairly quickly.
Yeah. Then
I don't think there was very much thought in it.
yeah. Because if you'd waited long enough, you might have noticed villain 19. All right, let's see what
Yes. And that's it. That's the only hand. That's the
Good.
last hand.
that is entertaining.
Yeah. But then when 5-4 came over, it was just kind of one of those WTF, like,
Yeah.
that's impressive. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, obviously
Exactly.
I'm not mad because I'm dragging the pot, but
yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah.
see what you got. Yeah, you would be mad if a deuce came off.
yes.
That's what I told one guy in Lucky Chances the other a couple weeks ago because I opened with deuces. I flop a boat.
Yeah.
7-7. The guy was in position. Obviously, it was 4-5 ways. Check to me. I bet small. Next guy, which is a fish, calls, and then the button raises. He didn't raise small either. He raised kind of big. Then I'm like, well, he has a 7, so there's no reason for me to slow play. He only has about like 650 or 700 after he raises to like 240. So
Yeah.
I jam, and he folded. I'm like, damn, I'm impressed. You have bluffs. What the fuck?
Yeah.
5 ways.
Or he had a pair, an overpair to the 7s, and then realized that you had a 7. He didn't put you on deuces, but he realized no, it is a 7. Yeah.
I just
Derek.
thought he has a 7 all day long there, so I
yeah.
like he's not gonna fold a 7. I have a boat, just put the
Yeah.
money in, and he folded. He snap folded, so that's a bluff.
If you snap folded, it's a bluff. All right, Derek, let's see what you got.
Okay.
Hit the stop
This
share.
is I'm sending a request to share.
Yeah, Andy just has to stop. Andy, stop sharing.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, I didn't realize
All
I
right.
still had sharing up.
Pushing the share button.
There we go. Now you share.
So this is a hand from 2010. So we got the poker room boom going on.
Hit share again. Derek, I can't see your screen yet.
2010.
This is old.
Yeah. So poker boom.
All right.
So
didn't even start playing
this
poker.
is
back then.
playing. Okay, so the best thing to do to play poker is to get a time machine and go back, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So that's what you should be concentrating, not this Nuffle stuff. So I've taken about $50,000 out of this room. It's like
Mhm.
gold mine. I'm just printing.
Yay.
And like so midweek regular, lots of regulars. The dealers know all the players. There's a 25 table room. There's usually a bigger $2,000 game, but there's not enough interest. So this is the biggest game in the room. I've quadrupled up. I got 2 grand. I have the table covered, playing tight aggressive, but I have made some moves and not been caught or shown the bluff. The villain in his hand is a roll. He's built up his stack from 500 to about 1,300 in 3 hours. He's picked up aces and kings once each, and he limps from middle positions with big pairs. And then he's won a big pot. People don't put him on a big pair, and he gets paid off like a mofo. He's also shown down ace king. He's checked called to the river with 2 spades and caught a nut flush on the river, and then over bets the pot and gets paid. He's got a shaved head. He's about 40 with blue eyes. Stale manner is quiet. In the orbit before this hand, I bet 25 pre-flop in early position and got called in 3 places, and the villain calls on the button. The flop is Jack X rainbow. I see bet 100
Derek, one
to
question.
130.
Derek,
Yeah,
Derek, 1 second. He has blue eyes,
yeah.
then fold. Go on.
Okay. Uh, and so he shows me 10-10, makes a speech. I haven't seen you play hands, so I'm laying this down. So I've got a great image. Okay. They think that I'm tight, and I always have it. I haven't been caught yet in 3 hours. So it sounds disgusting that he has to lay down tens to me. I had air, by the way. So in this hand, loud table coach limps. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Can you see the screen from my table coaching?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah, okay.
Saying yes,
So
muted.
loud table coach limps. Uh clueless player limps. Villain pops it to 25. Older gentleman flat calls passive. He's a pass elusive. Um, new young kid flat calls. I haven't looked at my hand yet, and I think, boy, this is a great place to squeeze. I want to play hands with the villain with $1,000. So before I look at my hands, I think, oh, I should squeeze here. Should I look at my cards even? So I look at my cards, and I think, fuck, 7 high offsuit. Probably not enough to squeeze because I might get caught and then I have to play. So I think,
Still worth it.
yeah. So I decide not to squeeze and I just call, which is I chicken out, which is the whole reason behind not.
Yes, fold.
Yeah, that's a fold, but
Yeah. So I agree with I agree with your thought of squeezing. And
yeah,
I think I think the best way to play this is not so. Hungry Horse says he plays 100% of pots on the button against recreational players because he believes that's profitable, and that's fine.
Yep.
But you could also say, I believe it is profitable to play against recreational players. So instead of raising 55% of hands, I'm going to get extreme and raise 75% of hands. You're still folding a quarter of the time.
yeah,
And that's still, and that may be as profitable as the horse, plays it even with his play. It could be more. He might be actually giving up something on the bottom 25%. He might not. He might be profitable even there. But with that in mind, you say this is a perfect squeezing opportunity. So if
I have a squeezing hand.
your value,
yeah, I would squeeze to 200 here.
Yeah. So you're squeezing with so you could say, I'm going to easily squeeze here with 6-7 suited. I'm going to squeeze like that. I'm going to squeeze with ace 10 but I'm not gonna squeeze with ace eight offsuit. I'll squeeze
Yeah.
ace five suited, great. If you wanna say I'm gonna go even more extreme, you go, I'm gonna squeeze with ace five off, I said ace five suited. I'm even gonna go ace five offsuit and quadruple the number of ace fives, but you still never need to go to ace seven. And 6-7 offsuit falls in
Oh.
that pattern, so just fold.
Yeah.
Don't play.
So
You're now playing like a fish here, even though you've got an edge on them post flop. Why are you taking a post flop edge multi-way where multi-way your edge goes down? In position, I'm glad you're in position. You have 6-7 suited, fold.
basically
Yep.
all we have is position.
All you have is
And
position.
we have two napkins.
Yes, I think you should, I think that if this is the way the table's folding, the next hand is gonna be equally profitable and you're gonna have a better hand. Fold. Okay, go on. You didn't fold.
So I've been at the table for like 8 hours.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of tired. So this is probably a blunder here.
Yeah.
So the blinds get out of the way. And a short stack calls. So now we're multi-way with a kind of raised pot here. This happens. So I get
Yay!
my dream flop, right? I could not ask for a better flop hardly, right?
That's pretty
I
damn.
mean, 7-7-7 could have been a little better.
Sure. If I
yeah.
get 7-7-7 or 6-6-6, I'm happy too. But
Yeah, deuce of
this
deuces
is
would have been nice. Deuce of spades would be nicer than three of clubs, but you can't have everything. You got two pair.
yeah.
And you
Yeah.
don't.
So we got two pair and we're in a big pot in position.
Mhm.
So they take $5 out for a rake. And the clueless player bets into me. Well, great, right?
Yeah,
You're
this is great.
salivating, right? The villain pops it to 150.
That's not good. That is not good, even though you have
So
top two.
he's popping it even though he's being raised.
Yeah. Yeah. Do the next two players at least fold, please?
So then it comes around to me.
That's good.
They fold. What do you do now? Well, obviously there's the stupid straight sitting there, right?
There's a straight sitting there. There's a pot there. There's a more often than he has a set here or a straight. He has overpairs that he'll play this way, right? This-
Yep.
Yeah.
What's trade? He doesn't open with that, right?
He's the guy who popped it to 25 to start with, right?
Yep.
He's the guy who opened.
These are over
Yep.
these are overpairs. Mostly.
Hmm.
But the last times he had aces and kings, he limped them,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
But there's
So
backs.
I'm
There's also
not putting
aces.
him on aces or kings
Yeah.
because
There's
he
also
limped aces or kings.
yeah. There's also
Caught
aces
people.
clubs that could do this, but you have the
So
best here most of the time,
yep.
and you are not very vulnerable.
It is kind of vulnerable if he has an overpair.
Not very. I mean, yes, he can hit his pair, and you can also get a three, but it's not
Okay.
very vulnerable. And you're very the hand that you beat that you don't want to see most is ace five of clubs.
Right.
So
Or 5-4 of clubs.
yeah, but he rarely has
He's
5-4
four.
clubs here. The first guy can have 5-4 clubs.
Yep.
So I guess do you call, and then if the first guy, when he jams, it's only 175 more, so you can't fold to him. If you call, he can't reopen the action.
No, so this first guy jams, it's not even 175 more, it's 50 more.
Yeah. Yeah, you call, he goes in for 175, right? But I'm saying is that you can't repop it. That's what I meant. He has 175 more. Um,
I'm like in this situation when we are in position that like
call.
calling is fine, like slow playing it's okay.
Yeah, just
Yep.
call.
Yeah.
I decide that I want to make use of my position. I can, so I decide to just flat it.
I think I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Something
to call
very
here.
interesting happens there. The next guy says all in,
Great.
and then the other guy shoves it all in. He shoves all 975.
Even though
in.
that's legal.
The dealer says you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yep.
Right.
Do
Right. So and the way he shoves it in, he sat up on his tail and wagged his he sat up on his hind legs and wagged his tail. It's so obviously that he thinks he has the nuts here.
So let's see what the turn is. So he makes him do this. Why didn't the other guy get to put in at least his last 50 when he said all in?
Yeah.
Or did
I
he just
screwed it up. There is another 50 in here.
okay, great. Okay.
Okay, but I screwed up writing
Yep.
this out, but don't worry about that.
Okay,
So
good.
there's another 150 in here that
And we know the first guy wants to jam it.
yeah. So this guy has is all in. There's actually an extra 150 in the
Yeah.
pot. And all the players are 50 less.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I thought when he wanted to shove it in, I thought maybe I can even fold for another 50. I mean, like
Not for that,
this
not on
guy
that.
is so sure. Like he's so sure that he wanted to shove all 975 in.
It doesn't matter now.
So the miracle card comes on the turn, and I think, holy fuck, I'm a lucky bastard. And he shoves the rest in. But the way he shoves it in, it's obviously he thinks he has the best hand. Like my spider sense is tingling, and I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong. He thinks he has the best hand at this point. And we made our full house. So I tank, and I tank, and I tank. Time gets called on me.
Well, why are you tanking?
There's literally one hand that
Because
beats you and you block it.
because I'm sure that he thinks that he has the best hand. He sat up on his hind legs and wagged his tail.
I don't know. Could he have
And
4 or 5?
even before the turn, he was sure that he had the best hand. He wanted to get all 975 into the $500 pot.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because there's only one combo that beats you. It's one combo of sevens, one like 3 combos of threes, and then there's a couple
The
That's
combos
threes,
all the threes.
of straight. If you think he opens with 4 or 5.
oh, 4-5's he's playing loose, but he's getting very lucky. He luck boxed into his stack.
I mean, I can't tell you what it is. Sometimes you just like when you're not at the table, you can't see what you don't see.
Yeah. So that's my read on the table is he's sure he's won.
Yeah.
And he was sure he's run before the 6 came.
Yeah, but it's still like, are we gonna fold here?
Yeah, is that the
I-
outcome?
Yeah. So
Oh no. Oh no.
Because it's a terrible fold.
no, I
Yeah.
don't fold. I call and he shows 7s.
Oh, that's gross.
It's just a bad
So
beat.
so I lose like a $3,000 pot. But I disobeyed my read, which is the thing.
Not your read, it's your pre-flop play.
Oh, the pre-flop play is horrible, but I think
Yeah.
that I can call with any 2 given how bad these players play. This is during the poker boom.
Well,
So during the poker boom, things were insane.
Poker boom.
There we
We
go.
need another poker boom. We
So
need the
I had to run away. I had to run away for, so we got the 6, he bets out. Then does he bet all in on the turn?
yeah, he goes all in.
Right, we call, and sometimes we're up against pocket 7s and we lose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he has pocket 7s and we
Yeah.
lose.
sometimes we lose. There's nothing, that's fine.
So then
I'm
I
surprised.
think
Yeah,
when
go
I
on.
lose a $3,000 pot, I stand up and get off the table.
Okay.
Because I don't think I can take losing that big.
So,
Do you
So-
guys stand up when you
not if I have more money. If you belong at the table, you reach into your pocket, if you have more money, and you reload, and you feel bad. And maybe
oh I don't
if you feel the need, you get up and you walk around the outside of the casino
Yeah, but
once.
you didn't even get stacked. You were in for 500. You still got 1,000 in front of you, right?
yeah
You
I
play.
mean, it's a cooler. It is what it is. The dude's going to give it back.
yeah. So I think that I stood up because
I don't know that he's gonna give it back.
I disobeyed my read.
I don't know that he did anything wrong. But he can still feel this with an overpair. He can still feel this with pocket 3s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only blunder was the call pre.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, straight into the muck, and you're hating life on the flop and turn, and then you see his hand, and you're like, "Oh wow, I'm a genius."
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's see, Sam, did you have a hand for us? We may not have Sam. All right.
Oh, you want my
Here.
hand?
Yeah. Share the screen.
Let's see. How do I share my screen?
First thing. So, Derek, hit stop share.
Only the
Let me get
host
it.
could
Okay.
share in this meeting.
Hold on.
No, in a second, we'll share. We need
Stop share. Yeah.
stop share. Okay,
Okay.
now you can share, Sam.
Let's see. Screen. You see it? Let's see. You see it?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
What the fuck? Share screen. Everything on your screen, including notification, will be recorded. Enable dual screen.
There we go. We got it. Almost. Once you hit
Is it-
screen broadcast.
Is
we'll
it just taking time?
Yeah, right now we're seeing a little thing that
Is
looks
it?
like, okay, you're sharing screen. Good. All right. So now we can see the
All
screen.
right, let's see. Fast row.
Here we go. All right.
Fast row isn't so fast. I have a couple. Let's pick this hand. Is it easier to generate a text? Hold on here.
Okay. While you're setting that up, I'll give you a second to do that. I will steal the screen and I will just share. I will do a hand, and by the time I'm done with this, you'll be ready. All right, here we go.
Yeah, no, I have it.
Oh, you got
It's in a text form right now. Yeah.
I will stop sharing. You take it back.
Okay. You see it?
I will in a second. Don't yet.
Yeah, I think it just takes some time for Sam to share.
There we go. Hit more buttons.
Is it sharing?
Not yet.
Until something happens.
Oh, hold on.
I think, Sam, it just takes time for us to be able to start seeing it. So,
Start broadcasting.
There we go.
yeah,
Now
we got it.
All
right, we're good.
Here.
We're there. Excellent. All right.
This is a dumb hand.
So, okay, read it out for us. Narrate it since we don't have it on the other thing. I know we can read, but just to do it.
We're on the button. It's a 2-3-5 game with a straddle. Plus run opens to 45. He has about 1,000. And then next to act, I think we're playing like 7-handed. I can't remember. Calls. He has about like 940. And then I'm on the button with ace 8 of spade. So we call the 45 on the button. Flop was Jack 5 with a diamond draw. Checks to us. So the first thought was like if I bet here, like I'm bluffing. So the first guy probably doesn't have anything because he opens and there's a flush draw on the board. If he had, like, he will sometimes have a pair like kings, queens, but I think I've seen him bet on a pair board before, even multi-way. So I'm thinking he doesn't have anything. The second guy is an Asian guy. It's kind of tight. Isn't really loose. So his range is a lot of pairs. Probably if he called with ace jack, he'd probably bet it when the first guy checked to him. So I'm suspecting they probably don't have a jack. That was my thought. So that's why I'm already turning my hand into a bluff. Hold on. One second. Hey, 小周.
All right.
We bet the first guy fold. The field caller calls. So now what is his range? It's mostly flush draws and pairs and some ace queen. Don't think he has ace king. I've seen him 4-bet with ace king. Yeah, but he will have like king queen of diamonds, like king 10 of diamonds is what I think.
And how about, and did you say this already? Pairs between the 5 and the jack?
Yeah, like fours, 5s, 6s,
Not
7s,
five.
like all kinds of pairs.
Yeah, not 5.
Huh?
Not 5s. That's a full house.
Yeah. 4, 6, 7. Yeah,
Yeah.
10.
Okay. That seems right. Yeah.
Turn came a king, and that was where I made the mistake. I think I made a mistake here by checking.
Yeah.
Because I should be on this turn card. I should be betting small again, and have him call with the draws.
Yeah, you're claiming you have a jack with your bet, and a jack doesn't check here.
Yeah.
Your story makes it too easy for him to call with a 6 now.
Yeah, and then on the river, when the 3 came, he checks.
Yeah.
He's checking to check call, and 145 into 250 is just not enough. If I wanted to get him to fold, he called pretty quickly, I remember. I probably have to go like 450. Like at a minimum 350.
Yeah. So here's what's not bad. Here's what's not bad about your bet size. Your bet size folds out all of his diamonds. Folds out the ace queen of diamonds. So that's good. And you don't block that. So you get diamond draws to fold. You beat some of the diamond draws, so you don't need to do it. So that's not super efficient, but you would hate.
Yeah, it's definitely not efficient because we beat all the diamond draws unless
they're ace high. Yeah.
Yeah, unless they're ace high, like unless they're like ace 10.
Yeah.
So I think the river bet here, if I were to check the turn, it's either to go humongous with a bluff to fold out all his pair and his better draws,
Yeah.
or just check it back because we beat their draws and we don't think this in between sizing is just not good. Like
Yeah. And
it's
also,
not good. It does nothing.
in the world where you're not playing your hand, you're playing his hand. The check on the turn is bad for you. It makes your jacks less believable. And if you're going to go for that giant bet on the river that folds out everything, why are you not getting more value on the turn to fold it out? You want money. You want him to call the turn if you're going to jam blast the river with your jack. So
Yeah.
in every world,
But
you know, you need a turn bet.
yeah. So
The only time you don't need a turn bet is
do I
when
ever have it? Do
give
I
up
ever
a
have?
king.
Do I ever have a king here? I'm wondering. Do I ever have a king here? Or if I
Yeah.
probably will have pocket eights. So when I
King bet.
do have pocket eights, it's when I should take like a pot sizing on the river to get called by like fours, sixes,
But do you really want to optimize?
and like eight.
But think about that. Do you want to optimize specifically for fours, sixes, and ace five suited when you keep in when you lose to all the kings? Why don't you just, you know, so you get some value if you bet small against those hands, but all the flush draws fold that you're beating anyway, so it's not efficient there. All the kings call. You don't get any kings to fold, and you don't get the nines and the tens to fold either. So you get value from sixes and fours. You lose value to eights and
Yeah,
nines.
but
So I think just check behind with the king. I
the
mean, with an
kings,
no, with an eight,
the
with an
king,
eight.
but the kings bet the river.
Right,
The kings
right.
bet the river.
Bet the river with a king. If you have pocket eights, wait, I thought you said you wanted to bet the river with
No, no,
pocket
no, no,
eights.
no, 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 no. From his side,
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah,
he
yeah.
had king queen, if I check the turn, he's betting the river.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so when he checks the river, you can absolutely bet a king for value. Oh, absolutely. And this is a good
No,
side to bet a
but
king for value.
if I have nines, I should also be betting for value because he doesn't have too many kings and
Yeah,
he has a lot more pairs under the
yeah,
nine.
yeah.
That's
Nines
what
are okay. Nines are
that's
okay.
what I was thinking.
But eights are not
But
because eights have nines and tens above them. Nines are okay. Tens are good.
yeah,
Tens,
I don't think I have tens. I'll probably start three betting with
yeah.
tens
Okay.
because he called in between.
Yeah.
Talking about low jack villain, you said you've seen him four bet ace king before, so you're sure he would have three bet it. Now,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he three bets it.
okay, so when you say you put his range, the top like ace queen, king queen, like wouldn't he be three betting those? You would think the players who are going to four bet ace king are probably also at a pretty good frequency three betting king queen, ace queen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So when you're
it's an early position open, so he might not three bet all his ace queen as opposed to three betting all his ace king is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
His ace queen suited. Maybe he does his ace queen offsuit, but not his ace queen suited. Maybe he doesn't do his king. Maybe he calls his king queen suited, raises his ace king. I mean his king queen, maybe. So he's got some of those.
Yeah, so he
few
does have
combos.
some like ace queen.
Yeah.
Not as much as the
Yeah.
uh he doesn't have as much ace king as he has ace queen was my thinking in game.
I think that's true.
But then he
But
just has a lot of pairs. I think if I had nines or eights, they're like he's checking to check all. I have to absolutely value bet the river. Like at a minimum bet 200.
okay.
He snap call 150. He's not gonna fold to 200. Like and my line doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like those are the spots where you could eke out value where
Mm-hmm.
other
Yeah.
people aren't because we understood his range. Yeah.
I think you made the right read on his range. So really, it's just we missed the bet on the turn, right?
And didn't bet large enough. Turn bet, you have to take the bet on the turn and then bet large enough on the river. But you
Like
definitely
2x pot. If we do miss the turn, then what? We 2x pot the river.
Oh, 100. If you bet the turn, the pot is going to be big enough that even 125 is going to be big enough to get sixes to fold. Because remember, the pot itself is much bigger, so the absolute value of the bet is big enough to get sixes to fold there.
Yeah. Yeah, like 350. 350, 400 if we have a bluff.
Yeah.
If we have pocket eights or pocket nines.
Yeah.
200, 250. I think he would just we would get the same call because he snapped pretty quickly. I bet 150 he goes, you played it great, and he no thought calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yep,
Like
yep.
fucking stupid mistake.
Okay, got another one? We want to be done.
Let's see.
We got time for one more. So actually, before I can hear this, what was your thinking on the turn when you checked the turn? I mean, now I know what you're thinking you should have thought, but what was your thinking at the time? Do you remember?
I was thinking we have some showdown. Like ace high has some showdown. We still beat some of his flush draws. That's why I checked, and he could have.
So then why
He
on the
could
river?
have. He
Why
could
on the
have
river?
king ace of diamonds.
Right. So why on the river, which was a blank and doesn't hit him very often, did you decide you needed to turn showdown into a bluff?
Because when he checks the river, he has a showdown value hand.
So you were.
If he missed,
Okay, great. Then I want to go back. If he had bet the river, you were not calling ace high, right? You were folding.
if he had bet the river,
You bet the river.
if he took a small sizing, I might have called.
Okay.
If he took like more than half pot,
Okay, he bets.
I might have
bets
just fold.
half pot plus one chip. Half pot plus one chip. What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Mostly fold.
Because I check back the turn.
Right. So here's the thing I'm pointing out. Not that these are mistakes, but but for consistency. If he bets about half pot plus a red chip on the river, you're folding your ace eight most of the time there, right? Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, but when he checks the river and you believe he has some showdown, you're now going to bluff your ace eight, right? Because you did. Yes?
Yeah. But it's not the right sizing, yes.
Right. Yeah, got it. In that case, for you, your ace eight doesn't have any showdown value.
Yeah, when he checks the river, no. No showdown.
No, but I mean, in your world, your ace eight has almost no showdown value because you fold when he bets and you bluff when he doesn't bet. Therefore, you're not giving your ace eight showdown value. By the way that you played it.
Yeah, but it's different. So when he
against a 25% bet, you're going to call. That's the one you're going to call him.
Yeah.
So that's your value. Okay. So
yeah.
So in the world where he doesn't bet 25%, your ace eight has no showdown value. And in the world where he bets 25%, your ace eight does have showdown value and usually loses, but that's okay because you don't have to win that often.
Yeah.
Because most people don't bluff the 25%. They bluff bigger and you're going to fold to the bigger bluff. So I'm saying that your ace eight, doesn't have zero showdown value, but on the turn, by the way you're playing it, it has very, very little showdown value. So I think you would be better off thinking of your ace eight there as a give up or a bluff. And when it's a bluff, you know what to do.
Yeah.
That's my point. Okay, good.
But I would need to take a small sizing.
Yeah.
It's still a triple if I bet the turn.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe I could bet the turn again and not bluff the river and have it beat like, I don't know, like queen 10 of diamonds.
Yep.
Or
you could bet in position. You have that option, but that includes a bluff on the turn. So I'm just saying on the when you made the decision on the turn to say that I have showdown value, I'm saying that you, Sam, that other people have a little showdown value there, but you, Sam, have almost no showdown value on the turn because you're going to turn it into a bluff on the river. Other people, when they say I have
Yeah.
showdown value on the turn, they're going to check behind the river and try to beat those misses.
Martins. Yeah, I think what Scotty's trying to say is that, I mean, what I am thinking is that the bet check bet line is the most bluff line in poker, and that's what you did.
Yeah.
And he saw that and sizing.
Yeah.
All right. You got
Yeah, I
got it?
don't like the side. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I say it's the most bluffing. But when we have pocket eights and pocket nines, that's you could go for crazy
for that.
value because people think you're bluffing, and you could take a large sizing for it.
And with a king. And with a king too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
King, the king can
yeah,
bet.
with a king.
Yeah.
This fucker cost me like $2,000.
I hate that guy. All right, let's see it. Okay. Narrate it.
It's a 4-bet pot. I have 2,200. The villain is on the button. He has 1,200. It's also a 2-3-5 game with a winner straddle. Don't remember who straddle. So pre-flop, I think it was 6-handed. The first guy limp, and then the other guy limp. Third to act. I open with queens to 50. The first two guys wasn't that deep. One only has like 360. The other only has 700. That's why I sized down just a little bit. I tend to size down based on their stack size. I don't base it on my hand. So when they're deeper, usually I'll open bigger. When they're shallow, I'll open smaller. Folds to the button. So I open over 2 limps. The button 3-bets. It's an Asian guy. I don't have too many hours with him. I only played 2 sessions with him. The first session I played with him, probably played with him for 2 hours, but have not seen him gone out of line. He was pretty much just calling with pairs. I don't think the total hours I played with him was like 4 hours. I don't think I've seen him 3-bet once.
Yeah.
Yeah, not once.
This is a great.
So when
this is a
he
great,
3-bets, I'm like, oh shit. And then the first limper who has 360 jams all in for $360. So that reopens the action.
Yeah.
And it gets back to me, and I'm like, I can't call, because if I call, the guy behind me, the action is open. He
Mhm.
could jam, and based on the 4 hours that I've seen, I don't even think he has a weak hand. Like,
Yeah.
so I folded. If the first
Like-
fucking guy just flat, I would have get the button's
Yeah.
entire stack.
Yeah.
So the button has aces, and I folded queen. So there,
Yeah.
like,
What was the limp re-raiser's hand?
the limp reways. I don't remember. Like, it was a crappy hand. That guy's it's fucking retard. It cost me money, man.
You did.
He cost me money. I
Yep,
would have.
he cost himself it too. There's those times you go, you were going to lose your money anyway. Why do you have to make me lose
I
mine?
know, I know, because I was tight, right?
Yeah.
He was short. I wasn't fucking around. I wasn't gonna open garbage because he only has like 360. I can't bluff him off a hand.
Yeah.
But obviously he doesn't know that. And then on top of that, I was playing tight on the table. And then the next guy 3-bets. I'm like, what in the world do you think you could get through with 360 when the guy already put 150 in?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's never getting through.
Yeah. If you call and the first guy's got ace king, he's jamming on you anyway. He's jamming his aces and kings anyway.
Yeah, it's like fucking goddamn.
Yeah.
And then the flop came a queen. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like all so pissed off. I'm like,
Mhm.
Well, at least I had the right read that the guy wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't capable of three betting light.
Yeah. Well, you don't know he wasn't capable. You know he didn't do it this way because that's one of the things to remember is if the guy folds every hand for the first, you see him fold 12 hands in a row, then you see him four bet and it gets shown down and it has aces. And you go, oh, this guy obviously plays tight. It's like, no, everyone who has aces four bets there. And he might have
Yeah.
just gotten 11 bad hands. 11 is not that many.
Yeah, but
So
4 hours of
4 hours.
seeing him play.
4
Yeah,
hours.
four
Yeah.
hours of seeing him play. I suspect he's not doing it light. So
Yeah. So if
I-
this had gone, if the low jack had done the normal thing of folding, I'm sorry, if +1 had done the normal, who was it who jammed?
the +1, the first guy
Right,
who limped.
right, the limper. If the limper and the low jack fold like normal people, you were going to call this even with him giving him aces and kings.
Yeah, I was just gonna call because the
100
the configuration was too strong.
Yeah.
I open over 2 limps and he
Yeah.
3-bet.
Yeah. So you weren't gonna re-raise your.
No,
You were gonna call.
no.
See the flop, and you were gonna fold to an ace king 9 flop.
I don't know what I would have done on the flop. But
Flop is ace king 9. You were gonna
yeah,
check.
I'm folding. If he bets, I'm folding.
Fold, yeah. And if the flop is deuce, jack 7 deuce, or actually worse, if the fold is 9-7 deuce, you're probably gonna lose a chunk of money.
Yeah,
Maybe
lose some money.
You're gonna lose some more money. Okay,
Yeah. So
good fold. All right. Friday is our next one. Have we, Larry, do we have a plan for Friday?
We were going to continue check raise flop.
Okay, so more
As
check
the
rate, more
focus.
Yeah.
check rate.
Same
All right.
thing as last week.
Sounds good. All right. Single raised pot, check raised, where we or our opponents have check raised. We're going to look at the theory. We're going to look at the flops, and we're going to look at our database for it. That's this Friday at 9:15. Thank you, guys. We'll see you all on Friday when we see you.
Okay, thank you, Scotty.
Thanks, Scotty. Thanks,
Well,
guys.
Anything you want to say to the group skate?
Sure. Before are these meetings going to be recorded Fridays on
These
your
are going to
Zoom?
be, yep, they're going to be recorded. I'm going to post this Friday's one in a few minutes or later.
Seems like YouTube is working, right? It's not being nitty anymore.
It got one of mine, but so far we're doing pretty good.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining. And once again, may the poker gods be with you all.
See y'all.
Have a good one.
See ya.